how, how are you all doing? This is let me give the intro first. This is Zoom number 87, and this is November 16th, 2024. And I see Benevik, and who's the other one?
I'm with Mom Cyril.
Okay, hey, how are you?
Hi.
Are you roommates now?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you? How are you liking Arkansas?
It's good, Mom.
Good. Yeah. So everything
It's like
okay right now? Like, did you enjoy the Halloween? Halloween was different, right?
Yes, Mom. Halloween.
Halloween was different. That was your first Halloween here.
Our Thanksgiving here. I think we have the same Thanksgiving week. The last week of
Last week of everybody in America would have the same Thanksgiving, and it's the last week of November. Are you gonna be off all week? Some schools are, and some schools are only off like 3 days. Is your school off all week?
A week, Mom.
A week, good.
No.
Do you have any plans? Are you going anywhere?
None so far. If other Filipino may invite me,
okay,
I think I will go.
yeah. Well,
As of
you
now,
need
I
to
have
check
no
with Mike.
car. But
Check with
that's
Mike
great.
because he may be doing something. I wish I could, but I have a whole house. All my families will be here, so I cannot. Yeah, our kids, grandkids, and so on are here. So I was thinking even like next week would be the week before. That if we're gonna get together, mine would have to be earlier. But anyway, maybe Mike will host something. We'll see. I don't even know if he's on right now. He's not trying to come
I
on.
told Mr. Sir Mike invited me.
Oh, he invited you?
Some of the Texas people.
Yeah, are you coming?
He invited me, but I told him that I have no car yet.
Oh, is somebody gonna be able to take you? Do you have any friends that could take you?
None so far, Mom. But it's okay. I thank Mom for the invitation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of holidays may come in.
Yeah, but I think the
But
locals
so far,
might be.
I cannot.
Yeah, but the local Filipinos there's how many of you in that school may do something together? I wonder.
7.
7 of you?
Filipino in high school. Yeah.
I figured Giselle is on. I figured that those that have been here might do something. I'm hoping they'd invite you guys, the new ones. How many new ones are there in your school that just arrived this year?
We have 2. One is in the year girl, the middle school, and I'm the one.
Okay.
I arrived last September 10 and September 11.
Right. So there are 5 people that's been here. So they might do something though. They might be doing something for Thanksgiving. So yeah, I live 5 hours from you guys, so it's quite far. But I think Mike would only be about 3 hours. Mike would be about 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, because
3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours is not bad at all. That's my drive to Mike's place. It's about 3 hours, over 3 hours. Yeah, in Brinkley. So I was just there Monday through Thursday this week. I was there at their place. So I was there for 4 days. But Giselle, how are you? I see Giselle. Thank you for your email asking me if we're gonna have one. Where I had 2 things. I had network issues that I also overslept, and because I forgot to set my alarm last night. And I have been so tired from, I guess I'm not used to having 4 days in a row. I was 4 days in a row in Brinkley. So I've been there since Sunday night. I didn't get home till Thursday night.
You visit very often?
Yeah, well, I have a contract with them every week. See, they have a contract with me for the whole week, every week for, the year. So usually, I will have every other one I would go because I have a partner, Miss Lisa, that would go every other. Yeah, so that's what we do. So having a 4 day in a row thing is not something that I'm used to anymore, I guess.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
sad,
that's true.
but true.
Yeah.
When you have been retired, I'm not
By the way,
retired.
Doc,
Huh?
by the way, Doc, last 2 weeks ago, there is a representative of Bailey Group. I didn't get her name. He entered my class
Yeah.
around 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that is
She
yeah,
she told
Bailey
me that
Group. Yeah. He's from where? You,
um from Bailey Group, but the I didn't get the name of the
yeah.
observer.
Well, they have a Bailey Group. See, I have two, right? I have ITSA, which is like with the international teachers. That's what I do with you guys. But then I'm also part of Bailey Group, which is the big company. There's about 8 states that we serve, and I'm a consultant for them as well. And that's all over, the states and
Yeah.
7 other states. So I guess, yeah, I did Bailey Group last year with them, and I was at Hope. But this year, I don't want to travel that far.
Mm,
So I'm traveling like an hour from me or 2 hours from me. And that's kind of
yeah.
what I'm my limit now, because that's 5 hours just kind of far for me
Super,
anymore.
yeah. That's
But
true.
yeah, so they're trying to place people, that the consultants, close to where the jobs are. And so that
Mhm.
guy, whoever it was, may live like in Little Rock or closer to Little Rock. And that would be the closest to you guys. Yeah. 'Cause it's
Okay.
quite far for us to drive.
Yeah.
So yeah. And so if you live like just that close, you can just do a day trip. You don't have to spend a night. Like me, I have to spend a night, because that's 5 hours plus 5 hours, 10-hour drive if I don't spend a night. So you have to
Mhm.
come the day before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, like, I have one on Tuesday that I'm going to, and it's like 2 hours from me. So I'll just leave
Mm.
like early, and I'll be there by 8:30 in the morning, and then I'll stay till 3:30 and
Next really.
be home. Yeah. Yeah. So, but at least they don't have us come about 7:30. They usually we all usually come in about 8:30. So that gives you a little
Mm.
time to travel.
Yeah.
So I see Jumel, are you new? I have Benevic here and Giselle. They've been here a long time. They've been a member a long time. But Jumel, you are new, I think, right? And do you mind talking to us? Jumel, can you hear me? I think you're muted if you try to talk. Jamel, I guess maybe he can hear me. Anyway, Benevic, what else is going on at your school?
Last week, uh, we are observed by the admin, the principal. That was
Yeah.
my first time.
Yeah. Were
In
you
the
were you
Philippines, you need to
nervous?
prepare a lot of, yeah. In the
Were you nervous?
Philippines, we need to prepare a lot of props, a lot of materials. So
Okay.
that's why I got
You got what?
pressured with the
Pressure.
observation. Yeah.
Yeah, but did the kids do well when you were being observed? Did they
Yeah.
did yeah.
Yeah.
Usually they're really watching how the kids
If,
are. Yeah. Well, and how you handle it, of course.
yeah.
So what kind of activities did you use? Strategies
I'm
did you use?
I do the district what that are saying. I think that the stake, the bell ringer, the I do, we do
Mm-hmm.
the you do part.
Mm-hmm. The
Then
gradual release. Uh-huh.
yeah, so I need I I I did the direct teaching, and then the group work,
Mm-hmm.
and the instruction of every student that they need to do the activity. So algebra 1 is kind of hard because it's a lot of tables, unlike algebra 2, algebra 3. By the way, I teach 3 subjects or 3
Okay.
courses.
And what subject
I
did they
do
observe you?
3 preparation.
What subject did they observe you in?
Algebra 1.
Okay.
Algebra 1, that's grade 9. Grade
Okay.
9, came from the middle school, so it's kind of some of them are naughty, are noisy, but I am thankful. I'm thankful when the admin inside the class, they are behaved. They
Oh,
are
they
tame.
were well behaved. Good.
Yeah,
Good. They know when to misbehave, I
being
guess.
quiet. Yeah. That's why I'm thankful.
That's good.
And I am expecting I will be observed by Friday,
Okay.
and the admin entered on Thursday. That's
Wow,
why
yeah.
I'm
Usually
I'm
we don't
surprised.
announce it. Yeah, there's usually an
Mhm.
announced visit and unannounced visit. So
Yeah,
just be ready all the time, right? Yeah.
yeah. And yesterday, Miss Dunham, the principal, entered again in my class around 10 to 15 minutes. Then
Yeah.
that time I prepared the activity. I'm prepared that time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So
Mhm.
did you have any comment or feedback from them after? Did they give you a feedback?
Yeah, they have an email.
Uh-huh.
So of
What
course
did they
the
say?
bro part, uh, Miss Dunham like the rapport with the students. Then she asked me about the instructions. So I did the verbal instructions. I have no PowerPoints that
Okay.
time because I
Yeah,
was
I think
surprised.
sometimes PowerPoint gets boring unless you make it interactive. You know,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
sometimes when you do a PowerPoint, you need to like leave some questions there where you have to discuss, with them back and forth instead of just and then instead of just like reading it. That's boring. So a lot
Yeah.
of times, like you just like open it one a little bit at a time, and then discuss, and then open a little, the effect, use the effect that way. That would be
Yeah.
more interactive. So I would rather see like some, doing board work, like having kids do board work,
Mhm.
like have a partner, pair of students go on the board, and then they solve something together, because that would help students that are struggling. You don't want to embarrass one person. And so, yeah, I do a lot of pairing them, or I would say,
Okay.
hey, so and so, John, can you work this out on the board? And I want you to find a friend to help you as your partner, and then they would work together. And then, of course, not just, usually you can have two teams or something, do that, like, so anyhow, um, so while you're watching, you get them to I would just, you would kind of model that, and then have them to kind of do a reciprocal teaching, which means that they're going to pretend like you, and then they do the same thing. Although you have
Yeah.
modeled it already, they already know what to do, but they're going to explain it. They're going to
Mhm.
think aloud. They're going to talk about what they're thinking, and then they're going to share that. So if you kind of do something like that, that's really effective, because the kids will kind of do the same. They're going to be thinking about what they're doing, but then they're sharing it out loud. And so that's a
Yeah.
think aloud strategy. uh,
Mhm.
so think aloud, talk aloud, but anyway, think aloud is the name of it. I don't know if you've tried it, but so the kids, how long did you say? 15 minutes they observe you?
Yeah. Around 10 to 15 minutes. The we do part. They
We
they
do.
went
Okay.
out the.
Okay. So when they yeah, so when you yeah, they went out, when you were doing it together, they went out.
They are in the group. They are doing the
The
group
group
work.
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what were you
The
doing? Were you monitoring the groups when giving
Yeah,
feedback,
I am
or?
roaming around. I'm
Mhm.
continually
Uh-huh.
instructing them because some
Yeah.
of them uh are got confused about the directions and instructions.
Okay. So you made it clearer. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say
The
that
creative one.
making a direction, I would another strategy is to have them repeat the direction. So especially if you
Mhm.
have two, three directions there, you said, okay, so and so, can you please tell the class what are the three things we're gonna do? So this one, and this one. Another strategy is you actually write those steps on the board. Step one, this, step two, this, step three, this. And then to help the struggling learners, you have at least two people, maybe a male and a female, um,
Mhm.
say the directions again.
Yeah.
So, but writing it down is the best way, I think, because that way they know,
Yeah.
especially if it's multi-step things, more than 3 or 4 steps, you should write this down, right? I'm sure you do that already. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you do you do a do you do an agenda on the board? Like, you kind of put what are the steps, like, for example, number one, do now, number two, this, number three, this. Do you do an agenda like that?
Um. So for mom, I have
Yeah.
no agendas. I write the learning targets, the vocabulary.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good
So
one to have. But
it's
then
all
if you
occupied by the activities.
yeah, but if you also do an agenda, like for example, you say, algebra one, and then you're gonna do now, and then number two, second bullet would be whatever it is that you're doing, and then number three, group activity or whatever it
I
is
will
that
do
you're
that.
doing. That's gonna help the kids feel safe because they know exactly what they're gonna be doing in your class every time. And
Yeah.
so that's a strategy that you might also want to try and see, because the first thing they're going to do when they come in your class is going to look, okay, so we're doing do now, and then we have a sheet to do, and then we have a group work and then presentation, something like that. They're going to see that, yeah, I'm done after presentation. And then maybe, if you have some kind of enrichment to do, some people would do like, they have a puzzle maker or a bingo maker, some game maker apps that you can use online free, and you can do some enrichment things that would still be on your subject, on your area that you're doing, but more fun. you know um for some reason, the high school, even though they're high school, some of them really like to color. Like for example, the problem is solved and it will, you have to color it to match the answer or something like that. They seem to still like it, I guess, because it's relaxing to them, maybe. Some of them
Yeah.
still like to do that, but I noticed. But any fun little things that you can do as an enrichment because they're done, it's good. Instead of giving them more work, but make it more kind of more of a fun work. It's still
Yeah.
relating to the topic, but maybe it's something that has Thanksgiving things on it. And so, but it has turkey things, the answers will be on a turkey, something holiday themed. But anyhow, I don't know. What do you do with your early finishers? If they finish early, what do you do? Do you do anything, what's your routine at your classroom? If they're done, what do they do?
If they're done, I'm thinking for the enrichment, like they need to recite to me the squares. For example, one
Good.
square is equal to
Perfect.
one, two squares
Perfect.
is equal to four, until
Good.
10 squares.
Good.
That would be the exit ticket for them.
Okay, that's good. And reciting it, or if you want the class to be quiet, maybe they can write it down instead of reciting it too,
Mm.
right?
That's
Yeah, I think that's such a good idea. Why are you just doing squares? Are you not doing tables? Because a lot of times, even in high school, they don't know their multiplication tables, especially table 7 to 9. They struggle, or 6 to 9
Yeah.
actually, right? They would know 5 down, and then they would struggle with 6 to 9. So you might want to check and see if any of your students struggle with that. Because and I think the thing is, if you give them a little quick um time test, like I think fifth graders, let me see, fourth graders will have 6 minutes for 100 questions. And then there is, of course, something question generator on online that you don't have to write it, it will generate it for you. Then for fifth graders, 5 minutes for 100 questions. And then sixth graders, 4 minutes. So I think for the high school, you can give them like 3 minutes for 100 problems and see if they can finish it. And then once they, or you don't have to have 100, you can do, less. But then you just really checking and see if there's any table that they don't know, because you will see on all the errors what tables are always missing. They're always missing the questions on. And so anyway, you might want to check on that. I think math teachers, I noticed when I observe, they always have problems with kids not knowing their multiplication. So I had seen one where the students were writing like tally marks, and taking forever to know the answers because they don't have the fluency yet. They don't really know, they don't really know what it is. So Erwin is now coming on, and that we're just talking about math, Erwin. But I was talking to Benevic, Erwin, about
Hello, Doc. Good
hello, hey,
morning.
multiplication table. Good morning. Hey, multiplication table, Erwin. How do you ensure that your students know it well?
What is it, Doc?
Multiplication table. Even in high school, kids will
Multiplication
struggle.
table. Well, actually, until in my case, I don't actually. I'm not memorizing multiplication table. I'm just using my hands.
Yeah, yeah. Show
you
them.
know. Yeah. So are we going to do that? For example, yeah, 7 times 7. That's six,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, and 10. 7 times 7, you have to add the fingers below. So that's
Uh-huh.
4. And you have to multiply
The
3
top.
times 3, 9. That's
Uh-huh.
4 and 9, 49.
Yeah, finger multiplication, and they struggle with that, but what I do is I would say, when they meet, so 10, 9, 8, 7, right? So I would
Yeah,
say I call the connecting one as a bridge. So from the
yeah.
bridge down is by
Yeah,
10.
you have to
So
add all
10, 20,
those
30,
fingers.
40. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
ooh,
yeah. So from the bridge down is 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40. And above the bridge, so 3 times 3 is 9.
it's 9,
That's how
yeah.
you put it together. Yeah. So that's
Nah.
kind of because they could get confused when to do their tens. So I would just
Mm-hmm.
say where the bridge is where they connect down.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's 40. And then so if it's 8 times 8, you do this, and then that's 6 there, so 60. And then above is 2
Yeah.
times 2 is 4. Yeah, but once they know it, it's really good, right? But for some reason they really struggle with it. I had my kids even like draw their fingers, right? And then they would like make a line or whatever with which finger would connect, and then they can actually see it if they draw their fingers. But some of them really struggle with it. They do not all get it. So all your students get that one? They know it?
Oh no, oh no. Well, actually, in the Philippines, most of my students, they have memorized the multiplication table, but I'm not. But I'm not gonna memorize it. I'm just going to use pen and ball pen or my fingers. That way, because I don't know, when it comes to basic mathematics, I'm really not good. But when we talk about XYZ,
You're so
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
I would like to share with the doc. I am sorry
Uh-huh.
to interrupt.
Yeah.
Because I had this professor in college. He was an engineer. You know what? When he had his basic mathematics with us, you know what? He went back to basic mathematics because he said he don't know. He
Yeah.
don't know basic English. He does complicated mathematics, but he does not do basic English. That's why he said he had difficulty in teaching us with basic mathematics.
So that is
Parang
normal
relate
then.
ako kay sir. Yes,
Wow.
doc, with the people with like Sir Erwin, they are more on the complex mathematics. They really
Hmm.
had difficulty with that, doc.
Oh my
But
goodness. I
me,
didn't even realize that. See, yeah, so my husband may have the same issue because Dwayne being electrical engineer, he knows calculus and this advanced calculus and all this higher math. And so when I have him teach somebody that's really basic, it's hard to like break it down into little task analysis things because he's already way advanced, way above, why do they not know this? They should know this. Yeah, so that's good. So that is something that validate what Erwin was just feeling like, oh my gosh, I've been teaching so much advanced math that the easier math
yeah.
is hard to teach.
I think
That makes sense.
I think that's a struggle to me, Doc. Because I am assigned to a grade 10, and their geometry is like very basic. Like
Two basics.
um, yeah, it's very basic,
Doing
and I
basic
am not used.
triangles.
Yeah, triangle congruency. And the approach is still, it's also basics. Not like in the Philippines where rigid calculation. I'm doing college calculations and this. So I think it's a big jump for me, and
Mm,
I need to adjust everything, shift everything from rigid to basic procedures.
wow. But did you get them there though? I mean, you can slowly get them there. You can start basic and then gradually increase it so it will become more
Well,
rigid.
well, as of now, I'm not yet starting my formal schedule. As teacher, I am still shadowing, assisting the substitute teacher inside my classroom. Um, that would formally start tomorrow. My
Okay.
my my shadowing to the substitute teacher, and probably after Thanksgiving, I will be handling them full time.
Oh, okay. How long have you been here? When did you arrive?
Oh, just a week ago,
Okay, so you
last
are given a
Thursday.
week to shadow. That's good, Erwin. Hey,
Yeah,
welcome to America, by the way. So which
thank
state are
you
you
so
in?
much.
Erwin, what are you in?
Iowa, Iowa. I'm in
Iowa.
the
Oh my
capital.
gosh. It's so cold there now, right?
Yeah, it's so cold, and you can see the capital here. Actually,
Huh?
you see the capital is just
20?
there. Yeah, directly there. Where's the? How am I going to shoot? There, that's the capital.
Nice. So you are in the city. You're in Des Moines then, Des Moines, Iowa?
Yeah,
That's very
yeah. Des
nice view
Moines.
you have there. Is that your apartment?
Yeah,
Wow, nice apartment. Must be expensive though, because you're in the middle of Des Moines.
yeah.
You have a
Everything
roommate
is
or no roommate?
expensive. Oh yeah, I have a roommate.
Okay. What is your apartment rent now?
The cost?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's 1,240 monthly.
Oh my
Ex-
gosh. So you
excluded
600
the
a piece?
bills.
You're 600 a piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, plus your utility. So you're spending maybe $1,000 for your
Monthly,
utilities.
yeah. Probably
Yeah.
almost probably 700 to 800 monthly for the rent and the bills.
Okay. Well, yeah, plus your food. So your food, you will be more than 1,000 with the food.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Are
don't
you
eat a
still?
lot, so that's an advantage for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, what is your starting pay there in Iowa? What's the starting pay?
Well, I think also 50,000 also
Okay.
starting pay.
Are you
And
still? Yeah. So you,
oh, it's 47. It's
okay.
47, but
So you have not gotten your first pay then, right?
not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Um, according to Sir Roland, it's 47 with no experience, 47K with no experience.
Now you have experience.
And
You have how many years?
luckily, I have my 10 years, 11 years of teaching experience, and I'm a graduate of master's, so
Yeah.
Masters of Arts. So
So you have 50 something, right? 50 something for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
more than 50.
That's awesome. So you should be able to handle that 1,000 a month deal because you should have at least a couple of thousand, maybe something, savings every
Yeah,
month you could
yeah.
save. And you're
And
single,
everything is
right? Erwin, you don't have
yes,
any
single,
wife?
so I have a bigger tax, I think.
Yeah. Well, but by the way, your taxes though here as a J, oh, you're H1B, right?
Yeah,
Okay. You will be paying bigger taxes because the J1, they will be taxed, but they get it at the end of the month. I
yeah,
mean, not the month, the year. When they get at the end of the year,
yeah.
they get it all back.
No,
I don't know, H1B,
I'm
I don't
I'm
think
I'm
you have any break.
I'm just praying that they will extend it into 6 years or probably have a better plan for us to you know, yeah. I
Well,
can say it.
yeah, you have your H1B, you actually have a limit of 6 years. So which means that they need to process your papers for a green card, maybe
Mhm,
starting next year. You have to
mhm.
wait, yeah, you wait at least 3 months, but to do any paperwork. But I think if you do it the second year or even the third year, they sponsor you for a green card. And
Yeah,
then once it's approved, you will be here. You get your green card and it's good for 10 years. And then you try to get your citizenship test taken because within that 10 years, because then you will have to renew it again. You don't want to keep renewing. So that's what your goal is, to try to work on getting them to apply for the green card. And then once it's approved, then the next step is to study your citizenship test. And then once you pass your citizenship test, you're here for good. You
yeah,
get your US passport and then you travel with a US passport. So the problem with that, and it's not a problem, but it's that what happens is that once you get your citizenship, US citizenship, then you have to give up your Philippine citizenship. Okay. So you have to give that
true.
up. And then if you want that back, you need to go to Houston or somewhere closer, whatever the closest Philippine embassy is. And then I had to go to Houston. You go to Houston and then you can do a dual citizenship if you
Mhm.
want, and then that way, you can still own properties in the Philippines and so on.
Yeah.
But you don't have to, because they even encourage you, even though if you're a dual citizen, they even encourage you to still go ahead and use your US passport. It's just
Mhm.
easier when you travel with a US passport because, there's a lot, 200 countries or something where you don't need a visa,
Yeah.
maybe close to 200 anyway. So yeah. So it's just an easier way to travel is just to go ahead and use your US passport. So yeah, so you're I could see the path there going for you, Erwin, that you are because you're H1B.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah, nice, right?
And it's really, I mean, being here after all the hard works and all the applications, everything. Yeah, it's good to be here.
Nice, good job. You're
And
very grateful. Yeah,
I'm just thankful that the environment is safe.
yeah, it's
We
very
can walk
safe.
around.
Iowa is
We
one of
can
the
roam
safest
around.
places.
Yeah, we can roam around,
Yeah,
do whatever we want,
That's right.
yeah,
go wherever we want to go.
yeah.
and
That's
and
awesome.
it's just fortunate that there are Filipino community here that, yeah, provided us the things that we need here in the apartment. The
Nice.
rice cooker, they provided us the food, the bed, the couch,
Wow.
and the table, everything. And we're really fortunate.
Yeah. Are there a lot of Filipinos there? A lot of Filipino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Filipino here. However, some are not teaching and some are in the field of teaching also. And yeah, the city is a Filipino friendly city.
Nice. Very good. But do you know
Yeah,
that it's
very
gonna get
diverse.
so cold? It's gonna get so cold there in the
Yes,
winter.
and I believe they told me, yes, last week, that we will be having a snow next week. I don't know yet.
You're gonna see your first
I'm not
snow.
so
Yay.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be my first
Yeah.
snow.
You make sure that you have your thick jacket already bought.
Yeah, they provided us actually.
Oh, good. Okay. The snow boots,
Mm.
you need to make sure you have some such snow boots because
Yeah,
you don't want you don't want frostbite in your feet. And then
yeah.
your gloves, make sure you have your thick gloves that's
Yeah.
waterproof. Yeah.
And I just noticed that everything is big.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like what is big?
Every serving is twice as in the Philippines.
Yes. The food,
Uh, and you can eat it twice. Like, you ordered a single, a solo meal, you can eat it for the whole day.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I mean, you must not eat very much because here in America, people,
Yeah,
especially the males, they really do eat. They have good appetite. I think most of them, not
yeah.
all of them, but most of them have good appetites that's their serving for them. See, my husband
Mm-hmm.
eats like a bird. He eats like little baby. So a lot of times, when before I started on my Ozempic diet, for my diabetes, I ate a lot. Like I would eat two or three times my husband. So I would eat mine and then I would eat part of his. But now we order one thing and we cannot even finish half of it. And
Yeah,
that's how big the serving is. And it's
yeah.
especially I noticed this, especially in the Mexican restaurants. Oh my God, they really serve a lot of stuff. And then do you have an Asian restaurant there? Do you have any Chinese restaurants?
Oh, we have Asian restaurants here. Asian store also. It's like around 5 minutes from here.
Oh my gosh, you are so
Yeah,
lucky, Dad.
yeah. Actually, yesterday, I've been there. Uh, uh, School staff took me there, and I miss kimchi. Kimchi is there, sayote is there, and a lot of Filipino vegetables is there, and different kinds of noodles, also
Nice.
rice, and what else? Yeah, everything is there. Even
Nice.
the Nor seasoning, the sinigang mix.
Oh, good. So you were
I brought
cooking.
I
Were you
brought a
cooking
lot
there?
of sinigang mix here in
Oh,
the
yeah.
in the city, but I found out that there's a lot of, Filipino seasonings here,
Nice, nice. Yeah. So
and
what kind of
it's
food did
nice.
you cook? What kind of Filipino foods did you cook in your apartment?
Yesterday, I think last night, I had the broccoli, beef broccoli.
Oh, beef with broccoli is good. Yeah.
Luckily, I know how to cook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're like any of us, we would cook enough for five people. Although there's only one or two of us. My husband said, there is such thing as volume. He said that you never cook enough for just two people. I always cook enough for like six people.
Mhm,
And he said he's so tired of eating leftovers. And see, after that, I would eat leftover one time, and after that, I'm tired of it. I do not want to eat it a second time. So,
mhm,
so that's why it's good to have dogs or cats or something, that you can give this to. But the cats here in America, they're so picky. They are like not ours, like the dogs and the cats in the Philippines where they're not picky. They'll just eat anything. Here, the other day, I had some tuna fish, that I cooked, and the fresh bonito, the one that's really the whole fish. So I cut the head off. I do not eat the head, so I cut the head off and I cut the tail off, and so I try to take it to my cats. These are stray cats, 4 stray cats. These are not really our cats. I just adopted them. They did not, they just snubbed it. They just like smelled it and then they just snubbed it. They did not eat it at all. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you cats, you are so fancy. You're so picky,
Mm-hmm.
because in the Philippines, the cats usually they like those fish, right? Not these cats. So I decided, oh, they want it cooked. They don't want the like raw thing, So anyway, so I just kind of put it. We had the woods there in the back, so I just took in the woods. I'm sure some animals ate them. I did not check anymore, but this cat just kind of stopped to put their, they just stopped their
Yeah.
noses at it. So anyway, but I'm like, whoa, that's really different. But anyway, so when the snow comes, Erwin, make sure you don't stay too long because you will
Yeah.
get sick. Yeah, you will get sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what we do usually do when we go out in the snow, of course, some snows are really good for snow for the snowman making, and some snow, the one that would stick together, sometimes it's not. So
Mm-hmm.
so what we make that, so we bring our scarf in order to put that, we bring carrots for the nose and all that. So we would do that, and then after the snowman is there, then you get so cold because you've been playing with snow, and you come in and you have to make sure you drink like hot chocolate. That's our
Yeah.
deal. Like we go, so make sure you have a stock of hot chocolate for the winter because that's what we do. Every time we come in, if you have Ovaltine or Milo, so you go in and drink something really hot because it's so cold. So cold
Oh,
out here.
yeah.
That's
And I
next year.
noticed when we talks about hot chocolate, I noticed that I've been to, I mean, a lot of big stores here, like the Costco, the
Uh-huh.
Target, the Walmart, and I noticed that there is no sachet of Milo, not like in
No,
the
they don't.
Philippines. It's packed
No,
smaller. I mean, a pack of smaller amount of powder. They don't have that
no,
here. So
no. No, because people
yeah,
remember in the Philippines, we have to do retail because we cannot afford to do
yes.
the whole thing.
So
A
we
lot of
don't.
times there, that's yeah. So they have to do a retail. Here they buy wholesale everything. If you go to,
Yes,
Costco,
big
you
pack
buy a big one,
in
huh?
bulk.
Yeah.
In bulk. You have to buy in
No.
bulk.
Yeah. It's almost like you're having your own store, right?
Yeah,
Because when you look at your pantry, yeah, when you look at your pantry, you look like, oh my gosh, I could open up a store, you know?
true. That's true.
That's what I felt when I first bought it. I'm like, when you walk in and then there's a walk-in pantry and you have this shelf and shelf and like, oh my God, this look like a store in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Organized. Yeah. So anyway, but that's American way. That's what it's very
Yeah,
efficient, I think. So you have to be careful about buying all kinds of things that would just go bad because it's so
yeah.
wasteful. You know, Here in Salem, if you ever come to Salem, there is a Amish community here. And so what happens is that I would just buy things from the Amish, like they have the other day we went down there to the Amish and there was this big old sack of flour. And this flour
Mhm.
is the best flour. This is the flour that the Amish folks would make into bread. And so I'm like, this is a really big sack, and there were two
Mhm.
other Filipinos with me. And they said, hey, it's $21 and there's this big one. So can we like split it in the three of us? So it's $7 each. And so they split them and they gave me some. But because I said, I don't know if I'm gonna make that much bread. And so anyway, so they gave me some. He put in a bucket, give me some. And then my husband used some the other day, bread maker here. We had a bread maker. So you just put your ingredients here and you turn it on and then it will just make the bread for you, right? Oh my gosh, that bread was so good. It rise up to the very top of the lid of the bread maker, and it was the best bread. It was the best
Mhm.
bread. So it depends on the brand, I guess. What I'm trying to say is that you be careful about buying things that might not be good, that you might not like, and then end up with all these big things that you do not want to use, you know. And so you be careful, just buy things that little, if you can find one, and then if you like it, buy the big one. Because I was a victim of that when I first got here. I would be like, oh yeah, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. And then I try it. I'm like, this is no good. And so then it sat there and then you look for the expiration date, make sure you don't, if it's already expired, you need to throw it away. Although
Mhm.
they said some of them would actually last a year or two more over the expiration, but it's just kind of against your belief, like, oh my gosh, I'm eating something that's expired. Some people are not as picky, but we are very picky. So anyway, yeah, so you just have to make sure that when you look, when you watch, you buy, make sure it's not past expiration, because some stores are not good. I mean, I think Walmart and Costco, they're good at that, but smaller stores, especially the
Mhm.
Asian stores, you have to watch because some of them may be expired. So you have to watch that they have been
True.
taking it out. So that's the first thing you should look, is the expiration date. And in the
Yeah.
Philippines, do we have issues like that? I mean, do they have put expiration dates too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
you do look, yeah. Because in some sari-sari store in the Philippines, they pretty much buy often, so that they, I mean, refill often. And I don't think there's any problem with expired things there in the Philippines, because people would buy. I remembered as buying, I mean, we had a store, so people were buying from my mama's store, and so they would buy like just enough soy sauce and enough vinegar for one cooking. And looking back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why would people do that? But of course, that's all they can afford, at that time. So anyway, but
Mhm.
mama would have this, people would owe money, and they only they get paid on Friday, so they would come and pay. And because they cannot have utang anymore, they cannot have debts anymore if they don't pay their last debt, and so, but I remember them buying enough oil, enough vinegar, enough soy sauce, just for that one cooking. And then they come back again the next cooking. And I'm like, and
Mhm.
Dwayne was like saying, wouldn't that be like costing them too much because they're not buying in bulk? And I'm like, yeah, but they cannot afford the bulk. The people that own the
Mhm.
store, mama had a store, so she would buy the bulk for them, and then they would come in there in this little plastic bag full of, you have this bunch of plastic, because you're gonna give it to them in this plastic little ice candy plastic container full of whatever it is that they're buying. So it's a pretty different culture, right?
Yeah.
You feel like it's a wasteful culture sometimes. Do you feel that? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of waste, right? So have you been to a buffet here? Have you been to all you can eat, or
Oh, not yet. I
oh my gosh, when you see
a
that, it's
Filipino
yeah,
uh here in Iowa there are different Filipino community, and a president of it, one of it, um she took us to an Asian restaurant, but it's not a buffet.
it's not a buffet. You order it.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
we
it's about,
ordered.
yeah, you order it. But still, the serving is still a lot, right? The serving
Yes,
is enough for, like, you
yes,
have
yes,
leftovers. Yeah,
yes, that's true.
yeah,
Um, but the price, I think it's fair enough in
yeah.
comparison to price. Yeah, yeah, it's I believe it's fair.
It's
It's
fair.
almost the same. Sometimes it's almost the same,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because probably much more here when it comes to cost, but
Mm-hmm.
probably because of the
Yeah.
amount of servings that they they give you.
Yeah, they give you so much.
Yeah.
But do
So
you know
I
that
think
with, yeah,
so
but
I
with
think
the
it's
price
fair.
now, huh?
So I think it's fair.
It's fair.
When you buy
Yeah,
when it costs more, it
yeah,
serves you they
a lot
serve you
more.
more.
Yeah, yeah, you more meals. Yeah, when you go
Yeah.
to some Japanese restaurants, where they cook in front of you. I love those. And
Mm-hmm.
so Jet and I remembered when he was in high school, and I was an administrator in another school about 2 hours and a half from here, so I had to buy a second home. So in our
Mm-hmm.
second home, Jet and I were the only ones, because Dwayne had to stay. HD had to stay here in our house, and
Mm-hmm.
we did a deal like. Jet, every payday, we're gonna go to Fuji, the Japanese restaurant. So Jet would say, "Mom, is it payday today?" And I'm like, "Yes." So, oh, so we're going to Japanese tonight. And so we would do like, if you go to a Japanese restaurant, they would usually have a deal like good for two. Like they have like 20, like 49.95 for two, which is like 24 to about
Mm-hmm.
25 bucks each person. But wait a minute, those come with five meats. They have lobster, they have steak, chicken, shrimp, and something else. So they would have five meats, and then they come with desserts. So if you really look at it, like if you do one dish, usually a combination of like a chicken shrimp, that's like 19.95 for just that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one comes with five meats plus then the vegetables dish plus the rice plus the dessert. So it's, to me, it's
Mm-hmm.
a good deal. So that's what we usually do. But my goodness, by the time we ate it, there's enough food for like the next 3 days. That's how much food we have. Yeah. And so Jet and I would be like, oh my God, I'm so tired of eating this, because I don't want to eat it more than once. But with
Mm-hmm.
Japanese food, because there's so much different meat. You can just say, oh, the next leftover, I'll just eat like the beef with it. And the next one, I
Yeah.
would do like the lobster with it. So yeah,
Yeah.
so Jet always looks forward to that twice a month because I got paid twice. So the middle of the month and the end of the month. So he always looked forward to it. He never forgot that it was payday and then we're going to Fuji. And sometimes we would talk about it. It's memories, right? And these are part of your early memories
Yeah.
being in the US. These are things that you
Yeah.
can remember later. I have never eaten
That's
bologna.
true. These are the memories that have to come back after probably 3 years or six
Yeah.
years or
Yeah, you just laugh
after
about it, like,
10
oh my
years.
God, yeah. You need to start doing a journal. I started a journal when I first came here,
Mhm.
and it's kind of neat to go and look back and see how you're feeling at that time, the things that were
Yeah.
new to you. It's interesting. You might want to think of that. They have now digital journals, things you don't have to write it down. You just
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
do a
Yeah.
digital one and then do it on your Google Doc. That way you always have access to it
Yeah.
anywhere. And it's really interesting because to me, it's very nostalgic and looking back 37 years ago, what I wrote,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
actually the hard copy things. And I was like, oh my goodness, why would, I really felt new about everything. So now
Mhm.
being so new here, being only been a week here in the US, so it's gonna be very fresh perspective for you. And then later on, you just put these things for granted, like, oh, that's just a thing here, But like right
Yeah.
now, everything is so new and so exciting for us, right? So that snow
True.
when it comes next week will
Very
be so
true.
exciting. And then you get tired
Mm.
of it and you're gonna say, oh my God, it's snowing again. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, you feel that way. Yeah, you have to do a snow angel. Do you know how to do a snow angel? Where
Oh,
you lay down
yeah.
in the back and then you do your
Yeah.
hand and you do your snow angel hand thing.
Yeah.
Do that and take some pictures and post it on It's page, okay? We want to see your first snow pictures.
What's the first snowfall?
Usually,
What's
yeah,
the first
you're in
snowfall?
Iowa where you are, it's colder than Arkansas. So yours would
Yeah.
start usually maybe after Thanksgiving, or before Thanksgiving, you already have it. In
Yeah.
Arkansas, we usually have an hour like December something. It will start. And
Mm.
a lot of times we have a Christmas around Christmas time, it will be snowy or at least it's very cold,
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
January is snowy.
it's
By
actually
March is
57
gone. Huh?
57 degree Fahrenheit here.
What is the temperature there?
57 degrees?
Yeah, that's really cold. I think ours right now is
Yeah, it's
so
cold.
foggy. It's so foggy
It's
right now. I cannot
cold.
even see too far. I have a lady that coming here today, where she just came, a Filipino friend, and she
Yeah,
always
it's
helps me
cold.
clean my
It's
house.
like
And
Baguio City.
she said it's so foggy, she had to stop. Well, your view there is amazing. Show us the view again. I love your view. Show us your view of the city again. Yeah, look at that. So
That's
are
the
you
north
on the
direction.
wow. Are you on the top of the roof or something, or is this outside on the porch of your apartment?
I'm actually, yeah, outside. Yeah.
Outside, yeah. So this is your
It's
balcony
actually,
type.
there you go.
Yeah. So you
I'm
are
on the
living
15th
in this, yeah.
floor.
So is that be the parking lot where the next building there on your left? Is that the
Oh, no,
parking
no, no.
lot?
The parking lot of this building is inside this building.
Oh, it is. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's neat.
Yeah. It's part of the building.
So how many stories is that building?
16?
10?
I'm on
Okay.
the 15th.
Are you on the 15th floor? Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
good because I always, when I stay at hotels, for example, I would say, do you want a top, are you on a high floor or low floor? And I said, okay, just put me enough where if there is a fire, that the firemen could still reach me. That's
Oh, I think,
just my limit.
yeah. I think until 7th floor only.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
some of them are so tall. Like the hotel I always stayed when I go visit Brinkley is 28
Yeah.
floors. So I always tell them don't go above 14, or something. And sometimes, oh, you
Yeah.
only have 20th floor open. But anyway, yeah, because I was worried, that if there is a fire, they might not be able to reach me,
That's
because what is the
true.
highest
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
I never thought that before availing this apartment, actually.
Really?
Yeah. That I have to consider the height. I mean, the
Yeah.
level of the apartment, but I'm already here. You don't we cannot change it anymore.
Okay. But do you have elevator though? Do you have an elevator?
Yes, we have an
Yeah.
elevator here, two elevators.
Good, because if you don't have an elevator, well, still, when you bring your appliances in and your furniture, that's you
Yeah,
cannot
that's
put that in
true.
elevator, so you have to
And
carry that all
luckily,
the way up.
yeah, and luckily, the exit is just behind our our front door.
Okay, so it's not too far to walk. Yeah, that's
Not
awesome.
too far, don't have to walk. I mean, too long. It's just there.
Yeah. But those big refrigerator and those big
Yeah.
couches, those are a
Oh,
pain to
no,
go up.
the refrigerator, the microwave oven, and the electric, blah blah blah. The apartment provided it for us.
Oh, not yeah. That's very common here. That's always
Yeah,
that's a basic thing. Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Mm,
That should come with it. Yeah, and if
mhm.
it goes bad, they also fix it. So yeah,
That's true.
that's good.
We If we find then something wrong that is totally wrong, I mean, the 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 toilet bowl is moving if you're
Mm-hmm.
sitting. So yesterday I talked to the landlady, and they fixed it immediately.
Immediately. Yeah, that's a good sign. That means they're gonna be good for you. Yeah,
Yeah,
good
and
landlords.
and this building, I think it's the people here are well diverse. We are
Mm.
diverse. There are Arabian, there are
Good.
Indian,
Hmm.
American, and I
Nice.
think other cultures are here.
Yeah,
And so I can observe it
yeah.
from the lounge, from the entertainment area, because most of the people are staying there, like they are, hanging there, doing billiards,
Hmm. Yeah, hanging
doing
out.
their stuff.
I think you should do that too. You need to have some kind of social life because
Yeah,
you get so bored and you get so stressed from school. You need to have a way to be,
yeah.
to kind of, have a social life kind of thing
Mhm.
because you'll get
And and
depressed.
and most of the people in this building are, I think, students, college students
Okay.
from all over the world.
Nice. He saw some international
So
students because
yeah,
you
yeah,
live in the capital. But do you know that
yeah.
if you live like in the rural part of Iowa, we used to have five towers cell phone towers in Iowa. So we used to go there, and of course, this is where the cell phone towers are in the mountains, in the rural part. And so, in the rural part of Iowa, we found like, oh my gosh, like acres and acres of fields. You just see all kinds
Mm-hmm,
of corn.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Iowa
that's what they
raises a lot of
said.
corns.
That's what they said. There's a lot of cornfields here.
Yeah,
But as I was looking around, I can't see any mountain. I can't see any
yeah, because you live in the
cornfields.
big
All I
city.
see are
Yeah,
high-rise buildings.
you live in the capital. You live in the biggest city. But
Yeah.
if you venture out in the rural part of Iowa, you will see
Mm-hmm.
farms. You will see all kinds of farms. And I told my husband, like, what do they do with all this corn? And he said, oh, it's mostly for the pigs because
Oh,
Iowa has so many pigs.
yes.
One of my
And
friends in
they said
Cebu,
and
huh?
they said the meats here are the best meats in the
Yeah.
United States.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because that's like the farm capital. So, do you know the Virginia farms in the Philippines, right? Virginia farms. They have
Mm-hmm.
bacon. They have all this. The bacon that we buy, the sausage that we buy, those are from
Mm-hmm,
Virginia
mm-hmm,
farms.
mm-hmm.
Well, the grandson of Virginia farms is my friend Chungbian. So we went to high school together. So he is now in pig business. So he had thousands
Mm-hmm.
of pigs that he would send to Iowa. So he would come to Iowa, he'd come to the US, he would come to Iowa. So I
Mm-hmm.
told him, hey, Chongbian, when you come here, you need to come see me because I'm not that far from Iowa. Iowa
Mm-hmm.
is not, there's Arkansas and we go to Missouri. And so after Missouri, it's Iowa. So we are just
Yeah,
separated by one state,
yeah,
so yeah.
yeah.
So I like Iowa. It's a really safe
I think
place. Really nice
I'm
place.
just 7 hours away from Salem.
Yeah, you have to come over.
Just because I am 3 hours away to St. Louis, where Lovely and
Uh-huh.
Jeff
Ah,
is teaching, and I believe from St. Louis to Salem it's 4 hours, so
yep,
that might
yep.
probably 7 hours away
Yep, I
from
think
here.
I think they're going to see Mike. Some of the St. Louis bunch, they're gonna go see
Yeah, I
Mike.
think so too. They are actually inviting me, but
Yeah,
I
you should
said
ride with them.
Ma'am Miriam
Yeah,
is actually
Myrna,
inviting
yeah.
me.
Myrna, you should go see Myrna. I felt bad because I really had good intention the other night to stop by your place, but by the time we got finished, I needed to go to the hotel there by Helena. I was so tired already that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to come next time because I went by and saw Abby. I got
Yeah,
Abby's kids. I saw the girls, and
yeah,
so
yeah.
because I've been wanting to see them too, and so I said next time I'm gonna have to go see Mern and Joel. So
Yeah.
I showed up at their place. I did not. I was trying to.
This is
Yeah.
Joel.
Wow. Hello, hello, Sir
Hello.
Joel.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
Oh,
Doc. We're going
Mm.
to we are now in Memphis. We are buying some electronic parts for Joel's class.
Oh, nice.
And
Very nice.
last time we saw the West Junior High, our supposedly school.
You did, yeah.
Oy, may
That was
ano
the
na
school
yung
you were
West
supposed to be teaching. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
West Memphis already have their superintendent that will be on December,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
he will be.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
saw
Have you
that.
seen their post?
I don't,
yes.
but do you know I got a call from Kendrick the other day, and I guess he
Oh,
hasn't forgotten us because he said, "Hi, Dr. McCullough. I am here at the job fair." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "Well, is that okay if I share your information? I have this assistant superintendent that wants to, to get your number because I was telling her that she was needing some Filipino, Filipino teachers." And I said, "Yes, yes, give my number." I said, "I give you permission to give my number anywhere, wherever you go, job fair, give my number away. I don't care, an email. Give it to them because I have a lot of Filipino friends that could use the job." And I thought immediately of Giselle and Fran and Marlon. But anyway, so hopefully I will hear from some of them and would try to get you a job. I have not forgotten you, especially Giselle, Fran, and Marlon. I have not forgotten you guys. So you're always in my mind. And if somebody would always talk about,
thank
hiring
you.
people, I always just say, "Oh my gosh, I have three elementary teachers that are awesome. You need to hire them." But anyway, so Giselle, I've been getting a lot of I think two or three other recommendation survey the other day. So some of the schools are looking at your application and sending your survey. So that's a
Yes,
good sign. So hopefully you'll get some interview soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully daw.
Yeah,
Soon. Soon, Doc. Complete na tayo dito.
So,
I
yeah.
know, right?
Okay, tatlo punta na kami dyan. And we'll
I
see each
know.
other, Doc.
Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
nice? Yeah, I don't, you should just try your best at wherever because you can always get together someday, but just get here, right? Just get in here in the US. I think that's what's important. It seems like we have a lot of the Memphis 13 here
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
you don't need to lose hope, I think. Don't
Yeah,
lose hope.
yeah,
Um,
Take it from
it's
Erwin. Take it from Erwin.
yeah,
yeah. Look
yes.
at
Yes,
Erwin.
I
yes,
Erwin
told
has
you,
applied to
Erwin.
so
I
many.
told
yes, you
you,
are my inspiration.
I told you every rejections that we had from the past months. I always told myself that, oh, this is gonna be an H1B, this is gonna be an H1B. We are for an H1B, and then here I am, an H1B, and I'm
Yeah,
already
he's an
here.
H1B. Yeah,
You
hold
know,
out for that.
so I think we have to also, aside from not losing hope, we have to pray and to do hard work also.
Yeah,
Because I did a lot of hard work while still in the Philippines doing a lot of applications. If I'm not mistaken, almost 800 applications. And
one
it's
patient
just,
guy.
yeah, I'm just so lucky na
He found.
yeah, someone saw my qualifications and it fits their
The need.
vision and
Yeah,
mission, and I'm here. I think everything is bonus. Once you're hired, everything is bonus. If you
yeah,
will be in a place that is safe, you have a high salary, everything is just bonus. So don't lose hope,
yeah,
and aside from that, do a lot of hard work pa rin.
yeah.
Kasi it will not come to you when you're not going to do a lot of hard work for that application. So I think
Yeah.
that's it. I
So it's
think
worth
let's
it. It's worth
suggest.
it, right? Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
worth
Worth
it.
the wait, I guess.
Erwin, the attitude of the kids there are good, right? They're mostly
He,
they're not much behavior problems.
from the past 2 days of observation, yeah, I think so. And they're actually trying to approach me, trying to know me,
Mm-hmm,
because I'm an Asian, and the people, like that's the students are diverse,
mm-hmm,
and it is easily for them to try to communicate with me, because we're all different. We have different backgrounds and cultures
mm-hmm.
that we could probably share.
Yeah, but
So it will not be hard for them, and as well as in my side
mm-hmm,
to know them. And in terms of behaviors, from the past 2 days that I've been observing, the students are nice.
mm-hmm,
They are respectful,
mm-hmm.
and I hope, well, there are students that are nice.
Yeah,
You
but it's
just have to
Iowa.
handle them and manage them the
Yeah,
way it should be. And I think I will be enjoying the
yeah, you will. Is
the
it
job.
majority white? Is it a majority white school?
Oh no, no, oh, no.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Okay. So because if you go to the rural area, it's going to be mostly white. But
Yeah,
in a capital, it's going to be diverse because you will have all these cultures coming in, you know. But
yeah,
in if you go to a rural Iowa, all you see are white folks
yeah.
because
And
yeah,
I think if you're still in the Philippines, you have to state your mind that there are things that are normal to us in terms of culture and not acceptable here. Saying these words that are normal in the Philippines because we don't experience those kinds of discrimination there,
right.
those words. So I
Like,
think
what
you
kind of
have
words?
to.
What kind of words were you
I
thinking?
don't want to say it. I
Oh,
don't want to
okay.
say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think while still in the Philippines, you have to consider it. You have to condition yourself that these words are not nice words, and these words and this act shouldn't be done.
Mhm.
You have to condition yourself that way because if you'll be arriving here and for you it's still normal and you are expressing it, stating it, doing it like normal, then it will not be good for you.
Yeah.
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 So
I
I
wish
think
you
you
could
have
share some
to,
things that's shareable because yeah,
yes,
you're right. You're right.
you have
Yeah.
that mental state before
Yeah.
traveling here, before arriving here. And I know I have things to learn, a lot to learn,
Hmm.
but
Be
yeah, I
open-minded,
think
right?
everything will be fine.
Yeah. I
Again,
think you just have to be open-minded and just be,
yes,
yeah,
open-minded.
and be
And if
positive.
you're not sure that the word you are going to say is a good thing or a bad thing, then don't say it, paraphrase it,
Yeah.
even if it's gonna be a three long sentences.
Yeah. Well, it's a filter thing. So you are now discovering that you have to have a filter
Yeah,
because you're so new.
yeah,
You do not know really yet. So that's why observing is a good idea. You know, to observe what
yeah.
they do and to, do not if you're not sure, you need to ask somebody. You
And
feel free to
students will
text me
know
or
if you
email
are
me.
prepared or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah. And
They
getting
will
being
see.
yeah. And when you get your own classroom bag, whenever you're not observing anymore, just make sure you're ready. Because that's how they would
Yeah.
judge you, is this teacher ready for us, you know? Just be ready
Yes,
with your
yes, yes. They
lessons.
will see it in you that if you're prepared or not. So
Yeah.
better to be prepared. You
Yeah.
don't want to mess up.
Right, right. And don't be boring. Don't try to make
Yeah,
sure that you get some strategies where they're up, with their
yeah.
partner, they're working board work for the math, and they're doing like a group work where they present what they found, all that. Do stuff like that because otherwise when you just have doing a sit and get or drill and kill, that's gonna be boring. They're gonna say, well, how's
Mm-hmm.
the Filipino teacher? Like, oh, he's so boring. You don't want to hear that, right? You need to make
Yeah,
sure it's fun. You want them to be out of their seat. Yeah,
yeah.
doing something. Yeah. I think you'll be okay.
And
I think you'll do well whenever you will teach
yeah,
yourself
yeah,
after
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I think yeah, mental state, body state also, physical condition is necessary. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, your preparation
Yeah.
to teach every day. In my case, everything is prepared. They have already prepared everything, the plan, the thing that you have to learn by that day, the lesson plan, everything, the instruction, the technology is already there. You just have to implement it.
Yeah.
You just have to conduct it,
Right.
facilitate the students. And I think that it would be better so that you could have less less communication or less words to say
Mm-hmm.
because you're just facilitating, you're just giving instruction, and just focus on your dreams, I think,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
all.
Well, but I also recommend that you travel whenever you're off because it's so boring. If you can find a friend that would drive you, and always
Mm-hmm.
whenever they offer to drive you, for example, you have a friend that's a single and had a vehicle, a good vehicle that you can travel. Just make sure you offer to pay for gas. If you're gonna travel together, just make sure that if they're
Yeah.
driving, you should pay for the gas because they're using
Mm-hmm.
their vehicle and they're driving. So and
Yeah.
it's your trip, so you need to make sure you pay for the gas. So do not just think just because they're nice, they offered, and that, in the Philippines, if they offer, then you are responsible for it. Nope. You don't do it that way. Just because they
Mm-hmm.
offer doesn't mean that they're going to be handling all the expenses. You should always
Mm-hmm.
think about what's my share? What should how should I help? So that's how
Mm-hmm.
you think about it. If they already did this, then it's your turn to do something else good for them.
Yeah.
It should not be ever like one-sided. because that's something that I have to teach Filipino teachers here. And Maria, I mentioned it, Maria doesn't mean that I invited you, doesn't mean it's going to be automatically that I would pay for it. You're earning money, I'm earning money, you're earning dollars, I'm earning dollars. You know, I may make a
Yeah.
little bit more, but doesn't mean that I'm going to be paying every time. You need to always offer. I may not take it, but if
Mhm.
you need to offer, because then if you don't, then I'd feel like I'm being used, you know, that I
Mhm.
am just being a, you know, like somebody's taking advantage of me, and you don't ever want somebody to feel that way. So always, always, always offer. You know, a lot of time I would always say, no, no, that's okay, I got it. You know, but sometimes I may be saying, okay, go ahead. You know, so you in your offer, you better have money. If somebody would say yes, you know. But anyway, but I hardly say yes. I would always, you know, just take care. But it always makes me feel good when somebody would actually offer and heartily
Mhm.
offer, you know, not just to say, but really would mean it if you say yes, you know. Or I would say things like, oh, let's just split half. You pay for half, I'll pay for half. You know, something like that. And I'll take I'll do the tip. I will give the tip or something like that. You know,
Mhm.
I would do something like that. That's the American way. That's the Dutch. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't ever think that somebody has money, so somebody will pay for me. Nope, 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 nope. That's
Yeah.
not how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so I think that's always something that you know, it's good to teach our new teachers that are coming in the US, because that is not, it's very different in our culture. You know, right? In our culture is like, oh yeah, she did invite me, so she gets to pay for it. Nope. That's
Yeah.
not how it works here. Yeah, it's always Dutch. Think of it as always Dutch. Even husband and wife, you know, I would you know, I play bingo. Like last night I played bingo. And there was this husband and wife that I noticed, like, oh, I paid last week, so you get to pay this week. I mean, they were like doing that. So how to us it's like bohol, you know, like, oh, you do this, so I'm doing this. I mean, this is husband and wife, and they were like taking turns paying for the bingo cards, you know, and all this. And I'm like, that's kind of interesting, you know. But of course, my husband does not pay, so I never had experience, you know, playing with your husband, because he's always like, I'm just gonna stay home if it's okay with you. So every Friday I would go with my friends and play bingo, but my husband would stay home. But yeah, I see husband and wife going together, and they would even like take turns paying, you know. So let alone friends, you know, and strangers. So yeah. All right. So so Erwin, go ahead. Thank you for sharing all your experiences in Iowa, and
Yeah.
congratulations for being here on
Yeah. So
H1B.
far, I'm enjoying the everything. The
Yeah,
people are nice,
relax.
and yeah, the people are nice. 100%. I think they are more hospitable than Filipinos now. I think they are very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't say anything about them. Nothing bad I could say. Everything
yeah,
is good, and that's one thing that I am very grateful right now.
yeah.
Everyone, even the Filipino people here,
Yeah. Well, they're the heart
everyone.
of America. You're in the farmland area of America. Iowa is farm.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so, but since you are in the middle of the city, you are in the capital. That's why you don't feel like you're in a farm country, farm
yeah.
state. But you are in a farm state, because farming state, because they do produce a lot of pigs. They
Mhm,
produce a lot of
mhm.
corn, and have you raise a lot of pigs there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yes, and
anyway,
thank you
yeah.
so much, Doc,
Yeah.
for for inspiring us. I think it's a big factor that we're here
Oh, well, you're
because
welcome.
yeah, without you, we wouldn't be able to have that drive, the fire inside to really push through this dream.
Yeah, because it was
And
roller coaster, right?
yeah,
We
it's
had a
a
roller
roller
coaster.
coaster ride,
Yeah.
but still
No.
at the end of any struggle,
Yeah, there is a
uh,
reward. Yeah. But I think it's
yeah,
all you guys though, because I may have done a little bit part, but you know, maybe 5%, but 95% is yours, because you have to do your
yeah,
interview. You have to have impressed them in order for them to
yeah,
even
yeah.
offer you the job.
You
So
know
yeah,
what, Doc? This job is the job offer after the perimeter.
yeah. So that was
Immediately.
meant for you. That was meant for
Yes,
you.
after the West Memphis, after 12 hours after that, we have the perimeter. And
Uh-huh.
2 weeks after the perimeter, this is the job offer that I have. No
Yeah.
other interviews that invited me, immediately this one. So
Yeah. So
I think
that's
this is
meant for
really
you.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
That's
is
meant for you.
the God's will.
That's God's will. That's really what his
Yeah.
plans were, you know,
Yeah.
originally. So that's why I'm saying to Giselle and Marlon and my cousin Brian that he has a plan for you. And if it hasn't
Yeah.
happened yet, that means he's not, you know, he doesn't
Yeah.
have the plan in set yet for you. But of course you can't just sit there and wait for his plan. You have to also do the work, right?
Yes,
You
yes,
have to do
that's
the
true. You
work.
have to do
Mhm.
Probably 99.99% hard work.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to continue
Is
to apply.
He's there
800.
to guide us, but everything is on us. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember Erwin's number, 800, about 800 applications.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Honestly speaking, that's true.
It's
And
funny.
I want to share it because that's hard work. That's
Yeah.
hard work, and I'm already here. Um, enjoying the environment, enjoying the culture,
Mhm.
new things, everything is shifted, and everything's going well,
Yeah.
I think.
Cool.
And I'm really grateful and thankful for everyone, for all of
Yeah.
you guys.
Well, if you cannot make to Thanksgiving and seeing us, I hope you do make it for the Christmas vacation, because Christmas vacation, it will be about 2 weeks.
I hope so, but I also have some of my far relatives here, far bloodline relatives,
Ah,
and I think they don't have, they are not yet inviting me, but I'm not yet sure. And if not, then there's a lot of Filipino community here. Yeah, they are
yeah,
already inviting us. And if not, I think that's the last resort
yeah.
I
You
could
should come
go
over. Yeah,
to
you're always welcome. You're
go
always
there because
welcome here.
be
I
with
have
you
a
all guys.
Yeah, you always welcome here. I have a guest house, small guest house, 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, you all can stay here if you want. Just plan ahead, because I want to make
Oh
sure the
yeah.
kids yeah. I
Thank
just
you
want to make
so
sure my
much.
kids are not coming home. So yeah, if you for plan it, I want to make sure, because they always ask me before they come home. They said, hey, unless it's a Christmas or Thanksgiving, they're gonna be here. But in
Mhm.
other times, they always say, Merlina, do you have anybody coming in? Do you have mom? Do you have anybody coming in? From Filipino teachers being staying in this whatever week, and I'm like, well, yeah, I have a full house that time, so why won't you just like come the next week or whatever? So they are very flexible about their visits. But
Yeah.
other than the holiday they have to come, a certain holiday. But other than that, they're very flexible about their schedule. So they always kind of
Mhm.
ask me if they already have people booking and telling me that they're coming, then I'm gonna tell them, yeah, like, this is not a good weekend to come.
Mhm.
And they're very understanding about it. They
Yeah.
say they think.
Look, I just want to say thank you again.
You're
Thank
welcome. You're
you
welcome.
very much.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So let's call. Who do you want to call of the Memphis 13 are here? A bunch of them. Who do you want to call and talk first? Marna could talk a little bit.
Yeah, Mamirna. Before we can call Benevic and Lovely.
Yeah, very lovely. Yeah, Maria Lovely. I'm wanting to. Benedict had talked earlier, but Maria Lovely, tell us about your experiences. Thank you again.
Hello, Doc.
Hello, tell us about
I
you.
just
What's going on?
is it okay, Doc, if I'm not going to on my cam? I'm just
No, it's
here inside
fine.
my room.
Yeah, it's fine. You're fine.
Just yeah.
Tell us about your
Um,
experience when you arrived in the U.S.
I already told you about my arrival here, Doc, last time,
Yeah,
but
later.
yes, but things are getting, getting nicer here, and I'm enjoying staying here at St. Louis, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
We had actually yesterday, Doc, we had our PD, professional development.
Mm-hmm.
That's half day.
Okay.
The whole morning we had our PD, and right after that, I think around 11:30 a.m., the district treat us to play the golf.
Oh,
And
nice.
that is actually our my first time to play golf,
Wow.
and we are all of our co-international teachers who are hired in the district were invited and played the golf dog, and the
Nice.
superintendent is there. Other staff of our district is there. The HR is there, and we
Wow.
are really blessed to experience that um playing golf yesterday, and food were free,
Wow.
drinks free.
Nice.
And I cannot explain, the feeling during the yesterday, that it is really overwhelming, Doc, that even though there are times or days in school, especially I'm teaching in middle school, that
Mhm.
really middle school here, Doc, is one of the toughest school that you're going to teach, because um, knowing grade 6 to grade 8 students, these kids are really having those behavioral problems
Challenging, yeah,
sometimes.
challenging
Yeah,
behavior. That's right.
challenging,
Yeah.
challenging. But I thank God for the people, the locals that I am working with are really really nice to me, and
Mm-hmm.
they're just really blessed as well that we already there in their school, teaching with them, working with them. And I
Right.
think um, that will be my, part of my inspiration as well, and the things that I am going to work on, because um, we are far from a family, and knowing that I have kids,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
when
That's
I
rough.
am having this conversation with my students who are sixth graders, and they're just like treating me well,
Mm.
luckily, and blessed on that. And also there are some students, maybe one to two students of my classes are not, I have I wasn't able to gain the trust yet, and I know for sure that I'm going to gain that and to accomplish that, because what is my technique or strategy on gaining their trust is that I every time they have this free time, I
Mm-hmm.
usually talk to them
Mm-hmm.
personally, and having the conversation like, what is
Yes.
your name,
Mm-hmm.
can we talk for a while, something like that. And I'm so happy to know that some of those students that I talk with are
Mm-hmm.
willing to share their experiences, and some of their their siblings, and I'm
Right.
just listening to them. And then that's, I think, one of the things that will make me or um, gain their trust, or
Yep.
knowing them.
You're
So
doing it. Yep. You're doing it
yes,
right.
yes,
That's exactly
yeah.
how you do it, is
Hmm.
have the conversation with them. Any opportunities that you have, either in the playground, in the hallway, in the classroom.
Yes,
Yeah. Always look for those opportunities, because when you spend time like that, they're gonna appreciate it. They're gonna say, oh, my teacher is really interested in
exactly.
knowing about me. Yeah, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and these kids, dog, even though they are misbehaving in some other classes, for example, in math, in their science class, or in their Ella, and when they are in our classroom, in our social studies time, they're really, really showing us, especially to me, because I'm new to them, then they're interested, really
Mm-hmm.
interested to know me more. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what I know that will give us, both of us, my students and me, will
Mm-hmm.
have that memories, good memories to
Yeah.
cherish. And
Very good.
hopefully, Doc, we can build that strong relationship, because that really matters now.
Yeah.
Because there are kids in middle school wherein I am teaching, is that not really, not they curse,
Mm.
they telling something against to their peers, and that's
Mm-hmm.
really not nice, right? So what I am trying to tell my students who are really behave in my class, I'm just telling them that you just need to focus, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever task that being given to you, need that focus. And if there are peers of yours or classmates who are disrupting the class, you just need to focus.
Yeah.
You just need to think that the reason behind, or what are the reasons that why you are here in my class, your family, your parents, or
Mm-hmm.
their struggles in life. So you just need to set that focus, and you can achieve your goals. That's what I
Yeah.
am always telling my students, because somehow the bullies are really rampant
Mm.
in our school,
Well,
honestly
in a big
speaking.
city like that,
Yeah,
they always you always have that. Yeah.
yes, though.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes us, for me, it makes me more, do a lot of things that will um, help my students to cope, especially in times of, if they're in their cafeteria,
Mm-hmm.
having their breakfast or lunches. So there's a lot of bullies talaga, Doc.
Ah,
And luckily in our school, they have this like program wherein students are being pulled out or they are gathered in one place, that they will be able to, I mean, orient them about the things that, especially in bullying or
Mhm.
being teenager. So that's what makes me more interested to, you know, be stay in the school that uh where
Assigned.
we are in assigned,
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
So
yeah.
mm-mm.
That sounds like you're a good place. You have a good placement there. Because you're teaching social studies, you might want to think
Yeah.
about sharing cultures. You know, like if you always share about
Yes, yes,
yourself, that would
yes,
they would
doc.
like that when they get
Yes.
to know about the Philippines. It doesn't matter how much a bully they are, they're always interested about. Yeah.
Yes, and there are more interest. Actually, when I started, when the first day I introduced myself to them, there's a lot of questions. I
Mhm.
really a lot of
Mhm.
questions. It seems that they all of them will ask me about where I belong, what
Mhm.
Philippines is, what are
Mhm.
the food that we eat, that we usually
Mhm.
eat.
Mhm.
Do we have pets like that?
Yeah.
Do we have islands like that? And I told them, yeah, we have all of those. But
Mhm.
if you are going to know about my country, you can go visit Google, and
Mhm.
there's a YouTube there, videos
Mhm.
there about our
Yeah.
country, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
will give you ideas
Mhm.
on the place where I belong and the things that you will really enjoy. And then I
Yeah.
told them, if you happen to, you know, travel in my country, you just you will learn a lot from my culture. So that's
Yeah.
what makes them interested, though.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
I do have a PowerPoint comparing the US and the Philippines. Like this is the
Mm-hmm.
dollar, this is the peso, this is the flag, this is
Okay.
this. If
Thank
you
you.
email me, I will send you the link to that,
Okay, Doc.
and that way you can just use it if you want and add to it or edit it,
Okay,
whatever.
thank you,
Yeah,
Doc.
I
I will
did
do
a
that.
big presentation on that in a college here. They were doing a multicultural education and they focused on the Philippines that one year. So the Filipino community reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you represent us? Can you please talk to them, talk to this all this auditorium full of students?" And then they were talking about, I was presenting about this is, the comparison. And then I was showing them link of videos to like, some of the like 2 or 3 minute snippets of people like
Mm-hmm.
missionaries talking about the Philippines and talking in our language and things like that. They're Americans, but they're talking in our language. So they thought that was cute. But anyway, yeah, I have edited these things over and over, and depending on where I present it. So I don't, if you send me one, I will send you one of the versions. So yeah. So
Thank you, Doc.
I'll try to remember to send that to everyone. But if you ask me for it specifically, I will send it to you. Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Doc.
that'd be good. Well,
And
thank you for sharing.
yeah, yes, Doc. And we're planning to meet Sir Mike by during the Thanksgiving week. I just don't know what date, specific date.
Okay.
We are still planning on that, and hopefully we can also see you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, Thanksgiving is usually celebrated like that Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday is when people actually
Uh,
would, do Thanksgiving feast. But so if you come on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, then there's still I may not have company yet. So if you come like the beginning of the week, like a Monday or a Sunday now, Sunday or a Monday, my company has not arrived yet. So you can still come and stay with me. But then after that, when they arrive, of course, you'll have to, I'll have to have the room because the families are coming in, like maybe Wednesday. So a Monday and a
yeah.
Tuesday would be a really good time for me to have company other than families at that time. But if you decide just to come and not stay for the night, of course, you're always welcome any of the times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah, that way
Thank you,
I'm looking
Doc.
forward to meeting you guys in person.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And it's gonna be hard for me to leave. So you all have to come because if I leave, I cannot leave because when the company comes, I cannot really not be here. So that's why that week is gonna be hard for me to leave my home. But I welcome visitors, of course. Yeah. So that's awesome. Have a good trip. Okay,
Yes.
that's in a few days. That's not this week,
Yes.
the week after. Yeah.
And we are so excited to experience Thanksgiving here in the
Yes.
US.
Oh my gosh, you eat too much. You would gain like 5 pounds,
Yes.
it seems like. Yeah. Turkey. I love turkey. Some people don't like turkey, but I do love turkey, especially if it's
I'll
smoked
try
turkey.
turkey.
Yeah. So if you do turkey dressings, if you come here on a certain different day, I will show you how to cook some of the Thanksgiving food. So we'll cook here. And then that way you'll learn how to do dressing, and maybe we can get some turkey breast or something, and we can have a little, a little Thanksgiving meal, small one, small version here. But you have to let me know ahead of time so I can plan ahead. Okay?
Okay,
Yeah, sounds good. When you have already finalized your plans, like where you're gonna be where. So Myrna, maybe you'll meet them too, Myrna, since you live very close.
Yes, Doc. We're planning to. I'm in constant communication with Jeff, so we're just fixing the plan. We're just fixing the plan.
So are they staying at Mike's, I guess? And you have you have room too, right?
Yeah, in our place, Doc.
Okay.
And
So
others can also stay in Mike's place. Yes, there
nice.
is a spare room in our place. Yes.
You'll have to call me. You have to call me and what do you call FaceTime with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
Yeah,
love that.
actually Joel was saying that he did get the chance to see you last week when you visited Brinkley, because
Yeah,
they were having their exam.
I did not go to high school at all because I was at the
Yeah,
elementary for 4 days. We were doing testing. We were testing the kids. Each kid had to be tested to 4 different tests. So I was helping them with the assessment team because they had some deadline you had to meet. But so yeah, I was doing that for 4 days. It was fun, but I really just did not get to go to the high school. If I went, then I would not have finished what I was doing in elementary. So because the high school were testing anyway, they had like a writing test there. And I thought, well, I have a reason not to go, is they were testing. Yeah. So Joel, I missed you,
Doc,
sorry.
just to share. Yeah. Doc, just to share, this week, Miss Girlie and I were talking that, when it rains, it really pours, because first thing during the week, second period, there were a bunch of people who visited us from the state. It was unannounced. It was unannounced, but it was fine. Then right after that, people from the Lee County. And, I was just very happy because I received this congratulatory card from the state.
Yeah.
I will share with you the message. I just cannot post it, but really I'm overwhelmed with their words. They're very generous in giving their feedback.
Nice.
And
very complimentary.
Really, I'm happy. We're happy for that. Yeah, that's like what we were saying, that when you are in the United States, you really have to go back to the ABCs of teaching, the psychology of teaching and learning again and again.
Yep. And what were you doing, some strategies that were effective, some interactive strategies when they were there?
Yes, Doc. Yes, Doc. We have the train and talk. We have the train and talk. Then the group discussion. Then we have this consensus model on the board. We really cannot apply the traditional way of teaching back home, because the kind of students that we have, they really want to be involved in the activity. They would say, hey, come on, Miss Mirna, just give us something to do it. I would tell them, okay, let me explain first. I need to have an input first for you to have the output. And there was a time where I was computing on the board, and they said, hey, Miss Mirna, come on, just teach science, don't teach math. And then I said, remember, this is physics. I would have to compute. Physics is the language. I mean, mathematics is the language of science.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's in some of the students' mind, they think it's separated when they really do work together.
Yes,
they have to work together.
And when we do mechanical investigations, say the amount of force, like select, that would say, hey, can we just do the actual experiment? We dissect frag, we open. And then I said, my dear, science is divided into different fields. There will come a time we will do this experiment, and we have, come on, can we just mix this one, Miss Mirna, so that we can make something. And I said, we are still in physical science. We are doing mechanical experiment. When we go to chemistry, then we will do this. And
that's funny. They just that's just telling you they want hands-on stuff. Yeah.
Yes, Doc. And then on the 21st, we will have a mini science fair. So I told the sponsor of the teacher who is in charge, that in my class, my students will just be demonstrating the experiments we perform in the class. Okay. I think they will appreciate it more if the students will be the one to explain everything.
Yeah, I think so. You don't have them do a board. That board thing that they have to do. No.
Yes, Doc. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
And they will have the actual setup.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good because a lot of times in every school they have like the winners. The winners of the school will be against the winner of the county, and then the winners of that will go to the state. So if
Uh-huh.
you have, yeah, if you have people that are winners from your, you know, from your county, from your school, that's a really big honor. And then when they get to become a representative of to go to the state, to the state fair, now that's a big deal. You know,
Yes.
some of our students did that, and that's such a big deal for the school when they do that. So they, that means I used to judge science fair. You know, some of my friends would ask me, Merlina, can you come and judge our science fair? There's not going to be any names, so they have numbers because you know, small communities, you don't want to know people. And it's so funny that the principal invited me, so I went down there and judged, and she said, "You did a good job." I said, "What are you talking about? How do you know?" And he said, "Well, two of my kids won."
you,
I,
you
I
didn't
did
know
not
it's
have
a
any
different.
idea it was her kids, but they were just very hands-on, and they were very, you know, the way that they really did discover and did experiment and did multi trials and so on. They really did it well. And so I chose it, you know, and the other two judges also chose it. So we talk about you were deliberated. And so I said, well, your kids did a good job on that. If that was the experiment that you're talking about, yeah, those. And so that's why she was like joking with us, like, yeah, you did a good job. You picked two of my kids. Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Thank you,
It's
Doc.
it's
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah, thank you. And who else is here that we need to talk to? Call somebody. Let me see. Giselle, talk to Giselle. Hey, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, you talk to us. Jacqueline. Did she leave us? Who is that? Who else here? Janessa. Janessa de Luna or Jacqueline? Jacqueline or Jacqueline?
Hello, Doc.
Jacqueline, yeah.
Am
Hi,
I
Jacqueline. Do you
audible
want to
now?
turn on your camera or you just want to talk?
Hold on. I would like to.
Yeah, if I have not seen you before, I would love to see your face. You know, I use the San Francisco bridge here in the
Yes.
background. Yeah,
Yes,
you
Doc.
have it on?
Yes,
There you
Doc.
are. There you are. And there's somebody's trying to get into. Okay. Hey, how are you? And tell me, I've seen you before.
Yes, Doc.
Yeah. So where are you in the Philippines?
I'm in Florida right now, Doc.
In Florida now already. Okay, tell us about your experience. When did you arrive here? I forgot.
September
September. Yeah, because I
2020,
remember talking to you. Yeah.
2023. Yeah.
So what was your experience so far? You are now
Um
here 2 months.
no, this will be my second school year.
Oh, second school year. I got it. Okay, see, I'm telling you, I get confused. So yeah, so how is it a year better than last year?
Yes, exactly. I
Yeah.
agree with that. The first year was really like shaky for me.
Mm.
Like this year so good. Like I was assigned in the fifth grade last school year, but my
Uh-huh.
principal was so good that at the end of the school year we really have the choice to, like, if we're gonna have to stay in our grade level or we need to like go choose another grade level. So
Mm-hmm.
I tried to ask her that if I can be like in the primary. So
Mm.
luckily there is one vacant. There's somebody who left, so I've been in the second grade right now,
Yeah.
and it's a big difference.
Yeah. They're sweet. They're still sweet, right?
Yes, exactly. Like
Yeah. Second
they're
graders
sweet.
are sweet.
Yes, they don't. I seldom heard the word "what did I do," or seldom nothing. I didn't hear that to them. Like they're so sweet.
That's funny. Yeah, they are second, third, fourth grade is my favorite, of course, but second grade they're still so sweet. They love you. And fourth grade they still love you, but then they kind of think that they're big already, but they can write essays. That's what I like about fourth grade is they can already write essays. And being a
Mm.
literacy teacher, I would like to see their writing and I would like for them to express themselves, in writing form, so and presentation forms. So second grade, you can still do something like that, but not as much as you can with the older kids. So
Yeah,
so yeah.
I like it because I
Yeah.
can do some dramas.
Yeah, they like the role play. They love storytelling. Do you know storytelling is actually effective, not just in elementary, but also high school? Kids love storytelling. So if you can tell them stories about the Philippines to connect to your lesson, oh my gosh, they love it. You cannot hear a pin drop. You cannot hear a pin drop whenever you're like talking about, oh, I remembered this one, this, this particular lesson connected with me because when I was young, this is what happened. And I'm like, you're over there like really listening because you tell them the story and then they want to know about your stories when you were in the Philippines or when you were younger and all this. And I always do that. I still do that even with my workshops and my PDs, that I do. I always share with them my experiences when I was teaching or when I was in the Philippines. And I think that really makes it richer, I think, right? Do you do that with your students? Do you share with them some experiences you
Yes,
have?
yes. I
Yeah.
also share them like I have my students. I have in one room. I have 43 students in my room, and they
Ooh,
say, "Oh, really?" And they said that to me.
yeah,
It's because in my second grade right now, I have 19 students.
yeah,
So I shared to them that when way back in the Philippines, like I have 43 students in my room, and they will not believe. I tell you, I'm telling the truth. I'm not
yeah,
lying.
yeah,
I told them, and they're
yeah,
very interested, full of stories.
yeah.
Primary little kids are full of stories.
Yeah, they do love it. They have, I think most of the time that second grade, they've had a limit of possibly 25 or something like that. They
Yeah,
don't, they try not to go over that. And for the higher ones, they can go up to 30. At least in
yes,
Arkansas, there's
yeah.
a limit of 30.
My fifth grade,
Mhm.
last school year, they were 25.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be the number.
but
Yeah.
it's chaotic.
Yeah, very. When you are teaching in small school like my school in Salem, maybe the 16 or 17 was the highest number I've ever taught. It was
Mm-mm.
always like 13, 14, 15, which is really nice. I like 16 because I always have a group of four, so I have perfect four groups of four. But that's you can do so much with a smaller number. You can do so much. And of course we did field trips. So when I did field trips, I had a always ask for volunteer for parent volunteers because just parents I knew them because they I have a luncheon Friday luncheon, so every Friday most of them are coming, so I got to know them and I got to observe which parents might be really good chaperone for the trip. So I would assign like either their kid plus another kid or two with the parent depending on how many I have volunteered, and then the ones that were having behavior problems a lot, I took them. They are in my group because I was not gonna have the parents to worry about them that day. But yeah, you can do a lot with that smaller number. Do you already have communication with parents a lot too?
Yes, yes. I communicated them like I have an ADHD student.
Mm-hmm.
So like the principal is very supportive because
Mm,
sometimes she sent me a para
mm,
to help me because um it's really like a behavioral problem for the kid.
mm-hmm.
So I really try to study some of the things that I'm going to like have some accommodations for him
Mm-hmm.
because it's really sometimes when he was not taking his
Mm,
medications, he was very disruptive in my class. So I really have to do my best.
right.
And if not, if it's very disruptive, I need to press my button. And then the principal will be coming in, and then he will take the kid to her office.
Oh yeah, have you push your button much?
Not so.
Yeah. Well, because you want to be able to handle your own too, that
Mm,
also says a lot
yes.
about you. Yeah. So
Mm-mm.
you should push that button when it's really, really, really desperate,
Really
when
need.
you cannot handle it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's fun. Like I love the little kids,
Yeah, they are
and
so
I
sweet.
hope.
I have a
Yes.
behavioral chart that I got from someone that's really good. So if you want to email me and ask me for the behavioral chart, it's like a
Mm-mm.
daily chart that there's already a list of things that how I behave today, and you just check off whatever. And they send that to the parents, especially on kids with behavior problems. You have something like that going so that the parents will always know how they behave that day. And
Mm-mm.
what I did when I was teaching is I would do at first I would do a daily one, and then later on, when they got better, I would do like every other, of course, the parents will know this. And then later on, I was like just a once a week thing. But at first, you might
Mm-mm.
want to do a daily one. Of course, with the communication notebook, it was easy because I would just always insert it in their daily notebook that they have to take, or write on it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did that one.
Yeah.
I required them to have the yellow and the red notebook.
Mhm.
wherein the yellow is our vocabulary ones and our
Oh,
red is our communication notebook, because
good job.
I explained to the parents that I know this is America, you have a lot of technologies, but I guess I need something that you can sign on and then you have to read, because
Oh,
sometimes busy
mhm.
parents
Uh-huh.
are is really like they're hard, like find ways to read like
Right,
emails or what. So
right.
I'll try to let the students bring their red notebook for them to like
That's
read
good.
and
And
sign it.
yeah, and also you can also explain to the parents someday that, it also helps you see how what the writing is. It's like an update of how the writing has improved, or things that you might want to teach the kids, because you notice, for example, that everybody's not capitalizing the beginning of their sentences. So you notice that in the communication notebook, or kids are not putting end marks, at the end, or some kids at that age may even not have a spacing issues, where they are putting the words either very far away or very
Mm,
close together. You
yes.
notice those things in your writing. Those are things that you just happen to notice as you read the writing. But the parents will do the same. The parents will also notice that, oh, my child's writings has really improved. And even the length of it, like at first I would, like, have them to just do a free writing and this how many what sentences or whatever. But later on I would actually say, okay, then remember we learned about paragraphing, later in the second grade, maybe after Christmas, we learn about paragraphing. And then so in a paragraph we want at least 3 or 4 sentences. So you want to do that. And then of course later on before the end of the school year, you can even ask them, like, how many words in the sentence. So you need to learn how to expand your sentences by
Oh, okay.
adding your adverbs and your adjectives, so
Mm-mm.
that you can stretch your sentences out, and becomes instead of $1 sentence, it becomes $1 million sentence, which is more than 10 sentences words in each. And I wanted to circle the words that are really big words, the big vocabulary, like three or more syllables. If you clap them and there's three or more, I want you to
Mm-mm.
circle those or highlight those, because I want you to always write with big words, instead of the word pretty, use the word beautiful. And I want you to circle that.
Correct.
That's your big word for the day. So you making it like a lesson and a challenge for them, because they really have to think, because I posted in my classroom, I would post that these are dead words. So I put RIP, and these are the dead words that we cannot use anymore. Nice, dead.
Oh,
You know, that's dead. You
okay.
can no longer say nice. Good, dead. Instead of this, you can put the word beautiful. You can put this word, you give them the alternative, but you tell
Mm.
them the dead word. So if they write that and they point to the board and say, hey, look at our wall there. Is that part of our dead words? You can't use that. You need to change that to, a better word. So those
Oh,
are things that would also help your students with their style of writing. You're helping them with the writing scores, your literacy scores, because you're also helping them with their vocabulary.
wow, great idea, Doc.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like last school year, I had science and math.
Mm-hmm.
So right at this time, I need to have ELA, ELA, all the subjects. I
Yeah.
need to do that one year, and then I need to have them like teach to read, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
using SIPs. No, yeah, SIPs being a reader in my small group, being a reader in then the benchmark. So
Okay.
I really need to give them the phonics and then the
Yeah.
pronunciations, the
Very
syllables,
good.
and everything.
Yeah.
Because our principal told us to focus much on phonics for my second grade.
Yep. So you're
So
doing
I
science of
really,
reading. Mm-hmm.
I really need to work hard. It's
Yeah.
because the nature here in America, if you're not working so hard, if you're not doing excellent job, there's a possibility
You won't get
that the
renewed. Yeah.
principal,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly, that's the reality.
Yeah. So you want to be renewed. You don't want to be the one on the list that, like, "Oh, I don't think we
Mm,
need to renew this teacher."
correct.
You don't want that. You don't want your J1 sponsor to be called and said, "Well, we don't
Mm-mm.
want to renew this teacher." So you need to find her somewhere else to go. So
Yeah, it's so
anyway, so
sad.
yeah, you don't want that. That's a very sad situation. And the kids, already get to know you, and then they will be wondering what happened to so and so, what happened to Miss so and so.
Mm,
Yeah, so you don't want that. So yeah, continue to improve any little thing that you do. Do an anchor chart. Do you do anchor charts already? Where you would,
yes, that's
yeah, and
yes,
post
every
it.
day.
Yeah, every day, and then post it. And when you quit using it, take it down, because if it becomes a decoration, that's not a good anchor chart anymore.
Mm-mm.
You should be able to point to it every day. What it is, So yeah, a good anchor chart is something you refer to every single day. because it,
and
yeah,
I'm also reaching out for the resource teacher and also the coach. If I don't understand anything, I need to ask them. And then like I ask also the principal if there are trainings available
good
so I
job.
can join. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really need to show them how I work, because
Mhm.
if not, it's really I don't like it.
Yeah. And when you email me for that chart, ask me for the app, the digital apps
Mhm.
for like free courses. There's a lot of free PDs online now that given by
Yes.
Harvard and other places for PDs. So if you send for that, I will send you the link to those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, dog. And also, our school is right now providing interactive television right now, so
Oh,
it's
nice.
really interactive. It's an interactive television, so it's there's more engagement in my class, so
Mm,
my students will really have to like and then to participation engagement, and I really like to like put some differentiated instruction.
mm.
So it's I told them that we if you're going to focus, if you need to listen, I will make our learning so fun,
Yeah.
and like there will be learning at all,
I,
because I don't like a boring
yeah. Are you
class.
talking about smart board? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying? You're doing a smart board?
just a Samsung. They provided
Okay.
us as a
Yeah, that's a
Samsung
smart board.
S72, a smart board. Okay.
Yeah, so they're putting a smart board. Yeah, and a
Yeah.
bunch of those are actually touch screen. So they will
Yes,
be,
it
yeah,
is.
touch screen.
It
So that's
is.
cool. Yeah, you'll have to have training on that. It's really nice because you just have
Mm-mm.
really quick access to internet and YouTube and all that stuff. So
Yes,
yeah.
and everything. If I don't know how to draw, then it's a magic. There's always there. So I used that one yesterday with my
Mhm.
class, and they say, "Oh, how did you do that?"
That's so cool. Yeah, there's also some apps there that you can use. If you go to jeopardylabs.com, so
Yeah, Jeopardy.
jeopardy labs.com, and you just look for your topic. And so whatever your topic is, and then you play Jeopardy there. So it's
Mm.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
use
there's
that one.
yeah. So little things like that, if you and go to Blookit,
Yes,
Blooket.
yes, I
That's
used
a
that
good
one
one.
yesterday in my math.
Yeah, Blookit is good. And then
Uh-uh.
quizzes, Quizizz,
Okay.
quizzes is good. And then quizlet.com is another
Mm-mm.
that's good. So anyway, yeah, there's a bingo maker, there's puzzle maker, so if you just Google those, and you can make it according to your topic. You should always connect it to your topic. If you just give them that just for fun and it's not relating to your topic, it's not going to stick. So always connect it, because our brain learns from patterns. So if they see a pattern, this is what we're working on, and here's an activity that goes with it, then that's gonna be good learning. But if it's
Mm-mm.
totally separated, then they're gonna delete that part. That's not separated. That's not connected.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Mm-mm.
make sure that you connect it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like you're doing well. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on and sharing your experiences. Sounds like a second grade may be a better fit for you. You seem happier, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's a good
Yeah.
choice,
Good
and
for you.
I'm
Good for
so
you for
yes,
yeah.
I'm so thankful to God.
Yeah.
And just like maybe if I have time I can email you, because I'm
Yeah.
going to talk about like because I read about your an email maybe talking about the J1, the 212E rule, the waivers
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yes, I want to talk to you that one, Doc.
Yeah. It's about staying here for 5 years, and after the five
Yeah.
years, you have to go back for 2 years to teach.
Yeah,
And
can we
then
like
if you can
waive?
do a waiver on that,
Mm-mm.
I think the Philippines, the government is not really doing waivers right now. They're not approving anything, but I think it depends on your situation. There's 5 different things that you could for a waiver. Like one of them is if you are afraid to your safety when you go back to the Philippines. That's one, which means you have to prove it that there's danger there, from newspaper clippings to things, documents
Mm.
showing that you are not safe. That's why you want to stay here. That's one of the main reasons. And then another one is like if you have like for example, a child here, a child born here, and they have lots of health issues, and you really cannot bring them out of the country because you are getting the best medical treatments here, and you cannot take them back to the country. It's going to be detrimental to the
Mm.
child, to the child. That's another reason. And then there's like three other reasons that you can do a waiver. So if you send me that, I will send you the link to that, and you can read about it. Okay.
Okay.
Because you
Okay.
have to have these documents in order for you to do this waiver. If you're really planning to do a waiver, which your J1 sponsor is not going to want you to do that really, because they really want you to kind of follow the policy of like, you are here for 5 years. This is a cultural exchange program, and the purpose of this is for you to learn something so you can take it back to the Philippines. So unless you really get you really meet the one of the 5 requirements, then that's the only time. But for you to really think of that way already, and you just got here, that means that you really you had a purpose of not going back, which is not a good thing, because that's going to be a bad record for them. If they have a lot of people doing that, if they have 100 slots, okay, and if they have more than half, or wanting to not go back, that's not going to be a good for the record, that they're not really doing the exchange program as it's supposed to be done, the learning part and then the teaching part. Because after 2 years there, you can always come back. If your school likes you enough, then you can do your 5 years here, go back for 2 years in the Philippines, share what you learned from America, and then you can always come back after the 2 years. Because
Okay.
you set it up with a school that, I just have a 2 year break, and then after that I can do another 5 years. And you can do that as many times as you want. But that's how the setup is and you don't have to stay in the same school. You can go to, if you are working with your J1 sponsor, they will work you in, where it's like, okay, in 2 years we're going to put you in another school or in the same school. So yeah, I would because I'm sponsors with I'm now partners with culturalvistas.org, Caroline. They are really, we really talked about, this is a cultural exchange program. So you might want to, like, if you get out of the J1 visa, maybe if you really want to stay, you can look for a school that will give you H1B visa, which is like what Erwin had shared. He got a H1B visa, which is a 6-year visa, but that's with a green card intent. That means that within 6 years, if his school would sponsor him for a green card and gets approved, then he will get a green card for 10 years. And then within that 10 years, if he takes his citizenship test, he will be, he has to be here 5 years before he could take his citizenship test. But after that, then you're a citizen and you don't have to go back. You're becoming a citizen of the United States, and you get a passport from the US. Like, I got mine on my 5th year here. And so actually when I started teaching, I was still not a citizen until the year after, because that was my 5th year. So yeah. So it's something that you can do, but it's not really something that, the waiver part is not something that your J1 sponsor would encourage you to do, just because it really violates their intent, the intention of the
Correct.
program. Yeah. So anyway, but that's a good question for you, about that. So you might want to just look into the 5 things. Maybe one of them would fit you. Okay.
I
But
hope so,
yeah.
because I love my school.
You like your school, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
teaching.
Yeah, there's no way around the 2-year thing. I think I don't even know if somebody marries somebody here. I don't even know if they change it to H1B. I don't even know what happens about the 2-year requirement. I guess maybe not. I don't know what happens. I don't know if they still have to do it and then switch. I really don't know. But I know that's gonna be a question by some teachers that are already getting close, because I started this program of mine 4 years ago. So that the next year, like Maria was my first one. Maria's last year is this coming school year. You're not this year, but the next school year. And her plan is to go back to the Philippines. She's got a boyfriend here, an American boyfriend. And he's going to go back with her and do 2 years there. And then they're going to come back here. Yeah, that's
Okay.
their plan. That's what their plans are. So, and I was like encouraging them, you need to go ahead and just get married. If you're really serious about it, don't marry just for the, visa, of course. That's illegal. That is a fraud, and that you go to jail for that. Don't ever do that. You get married because you love each other. That's the reason. But anyway, but that's their plan, is to go back and he learning the Philippine culture, and then they're gonna come back here together. So
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sure
nice to share. It's
yeah,
nice to share.
yeah. I'm sure for him being an American citizen, he'll have to do some kind of visa thing in the Philippines too. If they're not married, then he's gonna have to work with the Philippine about the visa. I think the Americans can only stay up to so many months, and then after that they have to keep renewing their visa in order for them to get to stay, for that long. So yeah. So yeah, that's a good thinking on your part, because this is your 2nd year. You actually have 3 more years to worry about that.
3 more years.
Yeah, another thing that could also work out, if your state has a really shortage of teachers, and somebody could actually lobby in their state government to, like, to change some rules in order for you to stay. I do not know, because there is a thing. There's one of the 5 things is that if you government the US, for example, um will approve something and then do paperwork, something that you could stay. But the problem with that a lot of time is because of the Philippine end, that they're not going to approve anything. So that's, you have to have both sides working together, kind of, so yeah, that's something to think about. But good luck on that, and I
Yes.
hope that you do,
Yes.
you do find a resolution to that.
Yes, I'll keep
Thank you
on my
again.
bed.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
thank
you again for
you. You're
sharing, Jackie.
welcome.
Now, Mike is not here. I know Mike Mike is not here. I don't know what the deal with Mike is. He must have gone somewhere. So anyway, Jackie, you're Mike's friend, right? Mike helped you come here?
No.
No. Oh, okay. You're not one of Mike's people. Mike has a bunch of his friends coming over there. Got it. Okay. All right. So I will talk to Mary Lovely. How about Janessa? Janessa, do you want to talk or just want to listen today? It's okay. It's okay if you just want to listen.
Hello, Dr. Merlina.
Hi, Janessa. How are you? Let me see
Oh,
your face and see
I'm
if I
good.
talked to you before.
Oh, wait. Give me a second. Let me just use my earphone.
Okay.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Did you say you can
Oh.
turn your camera on or no?
Oh, sorry. Can I just keep it
Yeah, you're fine.
off?
Voice is fine. Yeah, so what's
Because
up with
I'm,
you? Are you still in the Philippines or are
yeah,
you here now?
yes, I'm still here in the Philippines. And I'm
Okay.
so amazed tonight because I think all of you are in the US. I think I'm the
Except
only
Giselle.
one here in the Zoom link.
No, Giselle is still in the Philippines. Giselle
Oh,
is,
I see.
yeah.
Because I came late, so I'm not sure. Um,
What part of the Philippines are you?
I'm from Laguna, Doc.
Where?
I'm from Laguna.
Laguna. Okay, that's
Philippines.
Tagalog,
Yes.
right? You speak Tagalog there?
Yes po.
Yeah, I'm from
Opo.
Cebu. I'm from Cebu, so Bisaya po.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know because I already attended a Zoom meeting before
Okay.
last April, I think,
Okay, so that's a
because
long
I'm
time.
trying to apply
Yeah, so you continue
for
to
a
apply at
teaching position. Yes.
www.schoolspring.com. Yeah. Did you, I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember getting your paperwork. Did you send me your resume and cover letter? McCullough@gmail.com?
Yes,
Yeah, did
I've
you? Okay,
sent
I
it
don't,
already, but I think I have to update it.
yeah.
And
Okay.
I don't have a video.
Yeah,
I
it
know that you
doesn't
are
matter. If you
asking for a
attend
video, right?
here, yeah, if you attend here and you turn on your camera and you are recorded, that's good enough. You don't have to do a
Okay.
separate one. Yeah.
Yeah, you were interviewed me before.
Okay, then
I
you're
was
fine.
interviewed before.
Yeah, you're fine then. You're fine. I
But
do not remember everybody, and my memory is so
yeah,
bad now that I'm in my 50s.
it's
So
all right.
sometimes I would remember the name. Like, I really like your name,
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, Diluna, so of the moon.
Yes.
Yeah. So Janessa of the moon.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I wasn't able to pursue my application because I was so busy
Uh,
this past few weeks.
okay. Yeah.
And I don't
Well,
have an FCE yet.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Foreign Credential Evaluation,
Yes.
FCE. Go to spantran.com, and then you will have to save up about 10,000 pesos, about $200. And then
Yeah.
that's what they need. And somebody with a credit card, you'll have to put in a credit card. So anyway, that's important. Although right now you can still apply without that. You can do your resume and cover
Mm-hmm.
letter. And some of them would not even ask that until you're really after your interview. So you really have
Mm-hmm.
time to just do your cover letter and your resume, so it doesn't cost you anything. And then once they're really serious about wanting to offer you a job, then it's worth investing the money. Some school would
Mm-hmm.
want you to already upload it, but most schools would only want the resume and the cover letter. So you're
Mm-hmm.
fine.
All
You're
right.
fine right now. Just apply. Just apply.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will try again.
Yeah. Hey, Janessa,
I try.
Janessa.
Yes.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Giselle, do you mind talking to them real quick? Because I have to go get some coffee real quick, okay, or tea. Yeah, I'm gonna let you talk, okay, Giselle? Is Giselle here?
Yes, Doc.
Giselle?
Yes,
Or
Doc.
would it be somebody, or Myrna?
Yes, Doc. Do you hear me, Doc?
Giselle, okay, go ahead and talk to her real quick, okay, because I will be right back. Okay.
Hello po. Hello po, everyone. I think it's Ma'am Janessa talk. Let me see. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Janessa,
Good
yes.
evening po.
Yeah, iilan na lang tayo for that. But like you po, I'm still here in the Philippines. If you have remembered during that time nga, nung sumali ka sa Zoom, andito po ako almost every Zoom. I
Mm.
have been here for 2 years already. Yun, last year po sana we were, the 13 of us, we were hired by the West Memphis. Supposedly we
Mhm.
were there already by August this year. Unfortunately, um, their superintendent died, and the application
Oh.
was, yes, rejected. It was sad because everything was we're preparing everything, the 13 of us, but the 10 of them are already there in America. Just the three of us in the elementary level were still here in the Philippines. So yun,
You're so
apply
lucky.
po. Yeah, apply pa rin po kasi we don't know one of these days na may kasi marami talagang hiring, and their para bang the experiences they share to us is a very much inspiring. Like if you have heard kanina kay Sir Erwin na ano po ba niya yun, na naabutan po ba ninyo yung
Yes.
yes. Sir Erwin is the last one to go there by the 13 of us, but his visa is an H1B.
Mm.
But so we have also one that has H1V. It's Ma'am Pinky. And Maria Lovely also. Ma'am Maria Lovely is already there. So yun. Kapit lang po. Laban tayo. We will
But do
get
you have
there.
schedule na po?
Ano?
Do you have schedule na po?
Wala pa. Wala. As of
Wala pa. Mm.
after the West Memphis thing, parang ako personally I got parang devastated, 'di ba? Because you
Mhm.
are lasing ka, parang ganun. Parang every night umiiyak ako. But it's just not me. Maybe marami sa amin. But
Mhm.
parang at that time parang down. But you know what, Dr. Merlina was really helping us until now. She was
Mhm.
talking to some of the schools, and we have some interviews. Ako personally, I had few interviews right after that one. Parang maybe not for me. And yun, apply pa rin. I'm still applying, pero um not to so ngayon kasi ako I'm rooting for Arkansas kasi nandun na yung cousins ko, and they are
Mhm.
also on Merlina, so para bang it's a safe place for me to go there.
Yes.
Tas, but parang na-realize ko baka hindi so I tried to apply in Alaska, and Sir Jeff and Ma'am Lovely feedback is parang sa Missouri din maraming really sa Missouri po maraming hiring. You try po to go to have you been to pascospring.com?
Yes po.
Yes, when I think just this week nag-hire na po si Missouri for the next school year. So maybe you can try to apply. Marami pong school.
Mhm.
The one that I applied is in St. Joseph and Maryland kasi I have a license in Maryland na.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another thing that you can do, Janessa, is to
How
get
did you
your
get it?
license.
How to get
Um,
it po?
if if mag-apply po kayo ng license with one of the states, you really need the FCE. But yung
Mhm.
yung pinakamura po is the one that Doc Merlina suggested is yun. The Maryland, the Illinois, and I think it's in New
New
Mexico.
Mexico. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's the easiest one. But Maryland is the pinakamura. I only paid $20
Yeah,
for
so
that.
1,000 pesos. Yeah. So but you have to have your FCE. So you're gonna have to your
Mhm.
first thing have to do your FCE, because otherwise you cannot do it without your FCE. Okay. Yeah. So
All
if you don't have your
right.
FCE, just don't worry about the license. Just do about your resume and cover letter. And if you're not sure how it looks like, send it to me and I will be glad to help you edit it if you need it needs editing. Okay, just
All
make
right. Thank you so much.
yeah. Your resume need to have a picture on top right, top left, and then have
Mhm.
of course your education, your experience, if you have extracurricular activities, and then you have to have the three names of people on the bottom, your references, at least two administrators and one colleague, and then
Mhm.
make sure they have their phone number and email, and any like qualities about yourself, that what kind of teacher are you. If you put this somewhere, or you're teaching philosophy, that would be good too, to add to your, but try to stay within 1 page, 2 pages the most. If it's any more
Mhm.
than 2 pages, that's too long. Okay, so most
All
people
right.
are able to put their resume in 1 page, and that's a good thing to have. And your cover letter needs to be not too full, maybe 3/4 of a page. But if you use chatgpt.com, chatgpt.com, then it will
Mhm.
actually edit it for you. Like if you copy and paste it, if you have cover letter, you copy and paste it to ChatGPT and you tell them to rewrite professional. I put it down there, rewrite into professional format, and it will rewrite it for you. So it will take the same thing that you have, but it's written in a very professional manner. Like, I always do that. Any writing I have, because it makes it sound like I'm so smart. You sound intelligent there, because the machine will actually make you sound like how a professional should sound, so I like using ChatGPT on pretty much most of the things I do anymore. Is I would always have it to rewrite. Even my posting for my Facebook, I know Giselle may have noticed. Have you noticed that I have lots of emojis and stuff like that now on my posting, Giselle?
Doc.
Because I have Chat GPT to do it. I would say create an FB post, or create a FB and YouTube post, and then plus a poster, on this topic. And then because it will just do it for you. It will just create something, create a different one for Facebook, create a different one for YouTube, and then it will also print me a poster of the topic. So that's what I've been doing lately, with my, remember, have you noticed I've posted a lot of like presentation PowerPoint type stuff. That's what I've done. Is I use Chat GPT to get the information. I copy and paste it on Gamma, that app. So GAMMA, that app, and that's a free PowerPoint maker. And then so you post it there, it will make it a PowerPoint for you. You share it and make it into a PowerPoint presentation. And after that, I would take the link, put it on Canva, and then Canva gets it ready for Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, so those three apps I use all the time. So I always have them open on my tabs, because those are all free, and then it makes it look like professional. What do you think, Giselle? Did my posting like change lately?
Yes,
Did you
Doc.
notice?
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Yeah.
But here in the Philippines, Doc, DepEd Philippines, I think that paid Microsoft, Doc. So we are also using in DepEd, Doc. We are also already using AI from the Microsoft, like Copilot, Doc. We use the Copilot.
Oh, yeah,
Copilot is like GPT.
yeah,
Yes, we are using it. I really had fun using it, Doc, and it's more.
yeah,
I think it's more on education, but the
yeah.
other apps in the we had just the training, Doc. Just this week I had a 2 days training for about the Microsoft applications,
Mhm.
and it's really make a teacher's life easier, Doc.
It really
The
does. It
forms.
really does. Yeah. It really makes it. I've done 2 trainings already. I did a Brinkley training all day for the high school, elementary, and I did an AI training, I call that. So an artificial intelligence training for education. So I did that, and I did another school. So I had 2 schools I trained already. So I had to gather a lot of materials for it. So Giselle, if you email me, I'll give you the link to all the apps that I have researched that I liked. And so I put them in a Google sheet. So it's like an Excel, and it's separated by tabs, like all for different math, science, whatever, and then on the different area, other topics. So if you email me, I will send you the link to that, because
Oh,
you might like to play some of the, it's got the link already. So all you have to do is
okay.
click on the link, and it will go straight to that app, or to that AI deal. So yeah, do that. Digital, I call them digital tools. So yeah, if you do that, I'll be glad to share that with you. I don't really, I put it like on, you know, on in public, but I will share it with our members if somebody will email me. Yeah, yeah. I think you would like it. I have like for science, you do the what was it? The PHET simulation. So PHET simulation is like your experiments and demonstration in science, but it's done by the by AI. So you don't, it looks like real, but it's really AI doing it. So that's the FET is good. And then for the math, of course, you have the Khan Academy. You know, you have the IXL.com is good. Have you used IXL.com? It's
Not yet.
yeah, IXL.com is good because it's free. I guess they have a free trial or something for 30 days or whatever, but 60 days, I don't remember. But anyway, so but it is by grade, and it had an IXL math, IXL literacy, you know, and they have IXL science, I think. And then so you go down there and it's got, so they have so many lessons for every grade. So you just pick your grade and it will just do the different lessons. And they even have a feature where the teacher would have everybody do the same one, and then you make it like a teaching thing that you could see in on the board or on the smart board, which kids are not done yet, or if they done it right, and who did it wrong. It's pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, IXL is one of my favorites, and then Khan Academy, KHAN Academy, is for math because it shows them step by step on how to do the math. So there's a lot of different things there that you could use for, yeah, that uses AI now. Because Canva is number one there. Canva.com is one that will do all kinds of pamphlets, brochures, posters, you know, anything. There's a lot of things that you would do. They have a lot of new features right now on Canva. In fact, I went ahead and paid for Canva for the year because I use it so much. So yeah, and it's not too expensive for the year. Yeah. So any other apps that you have used, Giselle, that you like?
So in our school doc, we are using just those applications for, I think, for our instructional materials, because we don't have computerization yet in the school. We are starting, definitely starting, but unfortunately our school is located outside of the coverage area of the um uh, internet sites. So we were given Starlink, but it cannot suffice everything. And just we are the school is given five what's it called, that the televisions doc. It's
Okay.
like the one, it's another, but my class was not given because we are the higher ones, and it's only five, so we have to give it to the lower grades. So
Mhm.
I'm having grade 6 doc, but I'm teaching also mathematics 4 and 5. And just I think I had a hard time this time, doc, because you know what, the kids are evolving, doc, in
Mhm.
many of the kids are really not misbehaving, and I have to make sure that they learn. So you know what, when I have almost every activity that I have to give individually, doc, I have to give him different activity. If I have to give them an activity, like for example in multiplication, they would have other uh paano ka sasabihin 'to, iba-iba po yung ano, yung ibibigay ko sa kanila isa-isa. Parang after dun I really had hard time checking, doc, because I wanted to really make it sure that they are not copying, and um they really learn, doc. Kasi as we all know that we have lots of students in the Philippines, and even if we are roaming around, there will be
Might be copying.
parang may makakaano, yes,
Yeah, I
kasi
think you
sa
have,
mga anak.
but individualizing 40 of them, that's too much. You might want to do like 3 or 4 versions of it. There are some apps now that could generate questions for you, and then you can change the order of it. You know, it's still the same
Yes,
one, but just change the order. I think there are
yes,
some apps that are ready for that.
yes, that's one of our training, but I am parang ano, doc, I'm still learning how to do it, because parang yun isa siya, the word I shuffle, the
Yeah,
ano,
you
yes,
shuffle it.
doc,
Yeah,
I am starting to kasi yes, doc, mahirap talaga,
yeah.
checking those papers, and it's okay with, I think it's much better with a grade 5 and grade 6 because I only have 29 grade
Yeah.
5 and 29 grade 6. But for the grade 4 na, it's
Yeah, there is an
46.
app. There is an app that you could use too that will grade it for you. A flub something. I have to look at what it was. But anyway, there's also one if you use Google Form. If you use Google Form and make it a multiple choice, and they take the Google, well, that's the thing though, they don't have computers each. See, in America, most of the kids have their own computer in a classroom. So that makes it easy because they just have to take the test and then it will check it for them because it's already gonna be, you know, you already put down there what the right grade is. And you will, yeah, it will check it for you. But there is an app that goes with the Google products that would actually grade it for you. So especially for math teachers, that's gonna be helpful because you already have that, you know, you already put the answer key there. I'll have to find out because I attended a training where you have, I think it start with an F though, the the digital app that would go with the Google product in order to grade it. I'll have to look back on my training notes. But anyway, so that's good that you're already starting to that's good that you are learning that because when you come to America to teach, most of the schools have you know, already have, of course, every classroom has like a smart board. So you have to learn that. And then of course the attendance, for example, they'll have it's already computerized. So all you have to do is click, 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 you know, which kids are there. And then you just have a lot of time. You also have to give a note to the cafeteria ladies on who's bringing lunch and who did not, who needs lunch. So if, for example, if you have 20 kids and half of them brought lunch, so you need to tell them that 10, you need to tell them the number. So there's 10 kids in your classroom that will need lunch. And that way it will help them plan on how much lunch to cook, you know? So you have to do that first thing in the morning. That's most schools. Some schools are more advanced where it's already all digital. A lot of schools still not. So they will send a kid over there to the office with a sticky note, you know, so you put McCullough 10, you know, put your last name and you put your number. So anyway, so different people are doing it differently. Some people are putting sticky notes, stick it outside they have this little board thing outside their classroom, and they just stick it in there and somebody will collect it all the way. So yeah. So, but anyway, but the point is they do very quick attendance and very quick, you know, lunch count. And of course, while you're doing this, you should always give your kids like a do now or a bell ring or activity so that they won't be misbehaving while you're doing that. You know, so I don't recommend you calling their names one at a time because that's ridiculous. So maybe the first week you might do that because you don't know them. But after that, you should always just do it, you know, while you're giving them something to do, you can be doing it, but not calling them individually. That's a waste of time. So you know, of course, with 43 kids, you might need another, at least the first month to do that because in order to know them. But anyway, how long does it take you to know your kids, Giselle, beginning of the year? Does it take you the whole month or?
Just to talk because of so many activities. So I have some of them that I don't know that I'm like, who are you again?
You still don't? Up to now?
There's the question for the grade 4 because I have so many.
Oh, that's sad. You should know every kid. Yeah. Should know every kid within 2-3 weeks.
Yes, Doc, but the grade 4, the grade 5 and the grade 6, I already memorized them, Doc. There's no problem. But the grade 4 one, the 46 one, it's
Yeah, you need to know them. Yeah, that's not good.
so,
Yeah.
I would really say, I'm really sorry I forgot your name. I was thinking
Funny.
that- but yeah, the kids are okay, Doc, but you know, it's not, yeah, it's really not good. So sometimes I would really, but I know if I would scan their list in my, I would remember them. Sometimes when I don't have the list, yeah, I would forget their names.
So how many kids do you have total then? How many kids do you have? Like how many in fourth, how many in fifth, how many in sixth?
For the fourth, we only have one section for 4, 5, and 6. We are having small schools, so we have one section for the fourth grade, one section for the fifth grade, and one section for the sixth grade.
Okay, it's not too bad then. Maybe you're talking 100 some kids. Yeah, total.
With the kids, there's no problem, but I guess it's the it's the other it's the ancillary thing that has
Mm.
have our
Yeah,
as of
you have all kinds of other things you have to do. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah, here you're gonna be spoiled because here a lot of times if you're doing K3, they don't change classes yet, so you have them all day. And a lot of times it's not over 20, you know, if you're in a small school. And so in bigger school, you may have up to 25, but that's it. That's it. That's all you have all day. So it's pretty easy for K3. For a lot of schools are changing classes 4 up or 5th up or 6th up. But anyway, a lot of times 6th grade because they want them to be ready for high school to change classes. But some of them are changing as early as 4th grade or sometimes 3rd grade. To me, that's too young. They are still too young to even, you know, they still waste a lot of time to try to get to their classes. So some of them will just change teachers. The students stay, but the teachers move. So some of them would bring a cart. Their little teachers would have the little cart of materials that they just push with them. You like the nurses would do. They have them, and then they just kind of push their cart around and go to the next class with their materials. Especially if you're a math teacher, when you have a lot of manipulatives there that you take with you. But several of the schools, they have the children move from one classroom to the next, and so that's more common because you get to decorate your classroom and so on, and they come to you. But that's a lot of time. We did a study on that, and the kids were losing about 10 minutes per period. So you're talking, if you have 6 periods, you're talking an hour. You loss of instructional time because these kids are so young that they are not mature enough to like not visit. Instead of going straight to their classroom, they're visiting, they're playing with their friends in the hallway. So you're wasting about 10 minutes. And so that's a lot lost. You know, if you add it up to the year, losing an hour a day, you know, that's 5 hours a week. You know, it just gets multiplied, right? So that's a few days of instruction that you would lose. And that's why it's good to have them go like 4th or 5th grade up to change classes. So what grade do you change classes in your school?
It's just the teachers, doc, not classes.
Okay, the teachers. Okay.
It really took time.
Okay. Well, it's already late. I know it's past midnight there now, right? What time is it now, Giselle?
It's 12:44 here,
Yeah.
doc.
Yeah, it's nearly 1. So we need to stop. I was 2 hours late this morning because of networks problems and my alarm was not set. so I apologize for that. But my husband is about to watch a ball game, a Razorback game for Arkansas. So I'm gonna watch with him. So I really need to just say bye, and people are already sleepy. So Janessa and Maria Lovely and Giselle and Benevik, Myrna and Erwin today that talked, and of course Giselle, thank you so much for being here. I was thinking that next weekend is not Thanksgiving, but the weekend after that will be Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna meet during Thanksgiving because I have a house full of people. So we're gonna skip Thanksgiving. So we're gonna skip in 2 weeks. So we will see each other in a month. Okay. So it's gonna be like the December 14. I think it's the middle of December is when we meet again. Okay. I will. So just remember that we will skip in 2 weeks. Okay. All right. So see you later. And thank you again for attending. Okay. All right. Okay. You are making a difference. So in the lives of kids. So keep doing what you do. All right. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.